is 3-2 and still feel pretty good. I'd take that situation again, and I bet you we'd be okay.
And on top of that, you go back earlier in the game, TJ Antone with the bases loaded, nobody out. Let's face it, he doesn't have the 100-mile-an-hour fastball and the electric stuff that he used to have to kind of reasonably be able to get out of that situation with stuff. Now he kind of has to do it a little bit more methodically, but he does, and he got out of it. I mean, are those the types of things that you look at in the game and you think, that's our day?
Yes. And we probably caught a break there because I think the runner was safe at first, but they had already used their challenge, so they can't. So that certainly helped, but I'm not taking away anything TJ did because getting out of that is really, really tough to do.
What does that show you about a pitcher?
There's the bunt. That could be trouble as Petrie. No, Stevie dives in and beats it. Good effort by Steve Lyons.
And that'll be a base hit right there. Good job. I'll tell you one thing, not a bad defensive play either by the Tigers.
Did you see that? Mm-hmm. He's going to get the dirt out, and all of a sudden he unbuckled his pants and they fell down.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
Free with Ellie Steele's third. Now at United Dairy Farmers. Some restrictions may apply.
Fuel up Ralph's American Grill, home of burgers that... Call 800-9-WHIP-IT.
Quality Blacktopping, Cincinnati's most trusted company. Tom Brenneman here for Quality Blacktopping. From the largest commercial asphalt and concrete jobs, Quality Blacktopping works within your budget and timeline. QualityBlacktopping.com.
Welcome back to our pregame chat with Reds manager Terry Francona. Tito, Matt McLean's been struggling. We know that. Can a day like yesterday where he gets the walk and then the home run in a big spot, can that kind of lift a guy a little bit and maybe get him going on the right track again?
I hope so, because we've said this before. There's a really good player in there. And part of why we stick with him is because he plays the rest of the game so well. We see when we don't play him, we're taking a chance defensively that, we're going to not going to play. That's just kind of where we're at. But at other times you look in there, we need some offense. So it'd be nice if we can get both.
Blake Dunn is an interesting player. I know we've talked about him quite a bit, but now he's in the midst of a 4-game hit streak. He is 8 for his last 18 after it looked like he had maybe cooled off a little bit. Are you seeing him make some adjustments after maybe the league was adjusting to him a little bit?
Well, I just think sometimes, guys might not be a 360 hitter, and I'm not being critical of them, but I'm saying. But I love seeing once a guy cools off, coming back. That to me is huge because we've seen it go the other way where a guy just can't figure it out. He does so many things on the field well. It's a lot like McClain, that if he hits, it's an easy guy to play.
With Rhett Lauder going today, what do you have to keep an eye on with him? Is he going to be on a pretty strict pitch count?
I don't know if strict's the right word. There will be certainly some limitations. My biggest probably challenge is I don't want him to be towards the end of that and have to pitch like with the bases loaded and execute the biggest pitch of the game. So we'll see how that goes.
That's Red.
Bob Engel thinks it's strike three. Robert, you're thinking about that favorite restaurant. The count is 3-2. Houston players are leaving the field. The count should be 3-2. The most decisive second strike ever called. He's trying to keep from laughing and smiling. Whoops.
This is the first plate appearance from Blade. And a shot. High deep to left. And that baby is gone. Home run off the bat of Blade. And suddenly it is a 3-run game.
And how about this quick hook? Not wasting any time.
438 feet. That's a big lift for the Rays because it's been all Detroit tonight. And this will put the Rays within striking distance now.
Right-hander Rhett Lauder goes to the mound for Cincinnati. He's 3-3. His ERA 5.40. The Reds and Cardinals are up next on the Reds Radio Network.
This is Cincinnati Reds baseball.
The Reds are on the radio.
Reds baseball is brought to you by AAA. At home or on the road, we've got you covered. Bar S Foods, quality meats that are just right. From hot dogs and sausage to deli meats and more, Bar S is just right. Western and Southern Financial Group, life insurance, retirement, and investments. Tri-Health, the official healthcare provider for the Cincinnati Reds. Kroger, fresh for everyone. PNC, the official bank of the Cincinnati Reds. Reds baseball is also brought to you by
the radio.
This is the Reds Radio Network.
Stuck in a dead-end job? Kick your career into high gear through a building trades apprenticeship. Ohio is calling up the next generation of skilled tradespeople across the state. We're hiring electricians, plumber, pipe fitters, iron workers, sheet metal workers, bricklayers, cement masons, boiler makers, roofers, insulators, laborers, elevator constructors, and painters and glazers. Don't miss your shot at big money and full benefits in a construction apprenticeship. Are you ready to build your future? Start your application today at ohioconstructiontrades.com.
Baseball is better with a group. Reds fans, you can save big when you bring your group of 15 or more to a game. Grab your friends and family and check a Reds game off your summer bucket list. Looking to entertain your clients or employees? Treat them to a major league experience at the ballpark. Part of a nonprofit? Fundraise for your cause with group ticket sales. For more information on how to bring your group to a Reds game, visit reds.com/groups.
Think a printer is just a printer? Think again. Today's multifunction printers store sensitive data, connect to your network, and can be a prime target for hackers. At Modern Office Methods, Cincinnati's authorized RICO dealer, they help you secure your devices with advanced encryption and authentication controls. Mom protects your data with automated deletion of stored documents and detects threats in real time with built-in security alerts. Visit momnet.com to secure your print environment today. Modern Office Methods, secure technology for a secure workplace.
What's better than Reds baseball? What about Reds baseball with the unmistakable crunch of Utz potato chips? Get some as part of...
To be on a card is really humbling, but also to be able to create cards. Never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined that this opportunity would come to me. But I always say, like, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. I was ready for this moment to be able to create these cards to the best of my abilities and do this project justice. And so I'm super proud to be creating cards. You know, if you asked me when I was playing in 2017 or 18 if that was going to be a thing, couldn't have imagined.
What is something that you snack on that you don't worry about?
I love Uncrustables. I could eat like 10 of them in one sitting.
And no regard for his body? I don't even wait till I thaw out.
Hey, put them in a toaster next time. And toast it, yep. It'll change your life.
Yeah, just an incredible play by Riley Green.
You're an all-star on the field and off, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you.
Riley Green, bro, food genius.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Mi trabajo es sencillo, cachar ese ritmo que solo nuestra gente tira y regarlo por toda la temporada. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
Batting third, the first baseman, Alec Burleson. The right fielder, George Walker, hits fourth. The DH, Lars Nootbaar, will hit fifth. Batting sixth, Brian Torres, the left fielder. The shortstop, Jose Fermin, hits seventh. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Nolan Gorman, and Victor Scott, the second, is the center fielder hitting ninth. Michael McGreevy, right-hander, starting on the mound for the Cardinals. Again, Weatherholt, Herrera, Burleson, Walker, Nootbaar, Torres, Fermin, Gorman, and Scott. McGreevy pitching. The umpires today, John Tumpain's at home plate. Brennan Miller is at first base. Chris Conroy, the crew chiefs, at second. Ben May around at third. Pleased as always to be joined by Chris Welsh. I'm Tommy Thaw. Great to be with you here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis on this fine Sunday afternoon. And Chris, the Reds need a win in the worst way. They need to win because it's in the division. They need a win to get themselves back to 500. They need a win to avoid the sweep. See if they can do it behind Rhett Lauder, but their work's cut out for him with this right-hander on the mound.
Tommy, you described that in a perfect way without saying it's a must-win game. Because you don't want to say you have a must-win game in the month of June. But, you know, the way the Reds are trending, coming off a 2-4 homestand, now they've got a losing road trip looking at them in the face here. It's big time out there. But they're facing a guy today in Michael McGreevy, who's a contact-type pitcher. They're going to put the ball in play. So let's do that, and let's see him run the bases a little bit.
It's the Reds and Cardinals. Hope you enjoy it. Let's play. First pitch presented by Cincinnati Children's, changing the outcome together. McGreevy, right-hander into his wine, fires off the inside corner for ball one. Blake Dunn back in the leadoff spot today. Dunn hitting .306, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. He is hit safely in 4 straight, with the last 3 all being multi-hit efforts. Pitch, and Dunn swings, lifts one in the air, left center field. It'll hang up. Victor Scott comes running under it to make the catch, and Dunn is the first out to start the ball game.
You know, I think the Reds today would be well advised to use the same strategy the Cardinals did yesterday when they started hitting the ball the other way, taking it into right field. McGreevy throws a lot of his breaking pitches away from the hitter. You got to take the ball the other way.
Here's J.J. Bleday, swings and laces a line drive right to center. Here's Victor Scott II, his tracks to make the catch. Too quickly gone in the first inning. That'll bring Sal Stewart to the plate. Sal made the final out of the ball game yesterday after tremendous at bat against the Cardinal closer Riley O'Brien. And we were talking about that at bat with Terry Francona. Boy, it just felt like that game was going to go the Reds' way. And Sal's the type of hitter you kind of want up there in that situation with the rookie year that he's having. Hit it sharply, but unfortunately on the ground right to the Cardinals second baseman to end the game. The pitch to Stewart is a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 on Stewart. Sal's hitting .257, 12 home runs, 39 driven in. Finished that game 0 for 5 and struck out a couple of times. McGreevy into his windup. The right-hander's home with the 0-1 pitch, and it's way off the outside corner. In fact, off of Ivan Herrera's mitt and all the way to the backstop. Count is 1-1 on Stewart. McGreevy, first-round pick. He was drafted 18th overall in 2021 out of Cal. The pitch down and away. 2-1 on Sal Stewart. McGreevy having a fine season, making his 13th start of the year. 3-5, ERA under 3, 2.98. 2-1 pitch, and Stewart hits it on the ground to the shortstop. Handled by Fermin, he'll flip it to first in time. Reds are out in order in the first.
You know, in Boston, every now and then, you'll do those throwback days where you bring out the big baggy jerseys, and the baggier, the better. When I broke into the league, everybody was wearing really baggy pants, and then as the years go along, I started wearing these skinny, mini, tight pants that looked like they were painted on. So by the time I was with Boston, I really wanted to wear the baggier, the better. We just wanted to be flying around in the outfield there, having a good time.
Here we are, Arlington, Texas. This is the Grand Slam burger. So 2 patties, brisket, caramelized onion, American cheese, ranch aioli, or ranch mayo, if you will.
Oh yeah, we're in Texas.
Yeah.
It's something that you definitely want to take a picture of and just put on the gram. I took a bite of it, but it still looks dope.
It's a burger that looks great, but also delicious.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
All the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
With 60 nonstop destinations, CVG will get you from the dugout to your destination in no time. Make CVG your MVP for travel convenience. Visit CVGAirport.com for more information. CVG Airport, connecting you.
J.J. Weatherholt seeing time for the first time in this series. He has been day-to-day dealing with a tweaked quad, but back in the lineup for the Cardinals today. First pitch is in there for a called strike to J.J. Weatherholt. 0-1 the count on the dangerous rookie second baseman. Hasn't played since Tuesday against the Rangers, so Cardinals happy to see him back in there. Weatherholt takes low and inside. The count is even. 1-1 strike. Speaking of good to see a guy back in there, it's great to see Rhett Lauder back on the mound for the Reds today. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Weatherholt, and it's off the outside corner, 2-strike. And Chris, you know, when you're a team that's struggling like the Reds are right now, is a guy like Lauder returning to the mound kind of give you a sense of, okay, we're starting to get a return to normalcy for this group? The pitch off the outside corner, it's 3-1.
Well, we certainly hope so. I mean, he's better than what you got out of the bullpen down there, I can tell you that. And for a young guy who really, you know, he had a wasted year last year. He's only 25 years old or so. Actually, he's only 24 still, but he's got a really great feel for pitching. So even though he only tops out around 92 or so with his fastball, he understands how to move it around, how to change speeds. I think that he'll give the Reds a pretty good effort here all year long as he stays healthy.
Swing and a miss by Weatherholt, and he comes up empty. He's down on strikes, and Rhett Lauder strikes out the first batter that he faces.
You know, changing speeds and changing locations in the strike zone is really where Rhett Lauder really does best. And I think he's got kind of a herky-jerky motion, and that really helps hitters kind of speed up a little bit, and then he drops that changeup on them.
Now Ivan Herrera. Herrera was 1 for 4 yesterday, hit into a double play. He's hitting .259 on the year, 7 home runs, 28 driven in. The pitch to Herrera's off the inside corner for ball 1. They checked to first to see if he went. Brennan Miller says no swing. Today's TimStar game time temperature, a warm one in St. Louis today with quite a few clouds overhead. The 1-0 pitch off the inside edge again, and it's a 2-ball, no strike count. 85 degrees. Get complete home comfort with a TimStar heating and cooling system. Find your local TimStar dealer at timstar.com. Lauder back home with a 2-0 pitch to Herrera. Strike on the outside corner around the knees, and it's 2-1. Tyler Stevenson back behind the dish, handling the catching responsibilities today after P.J. Higgins caught the day game after the night game yesterday. The pitch up and in. 3 balls, 1 strike on Ivan Herrera. Herrera catching for the Cardinals today. Didn't do a whole lot of catching last year, although the Cardinals still want him to develop as a catcher. The pitch is in too tight, and I think it actually hit him. It did. He will go to first base on the 1-out hit by pitch. Would have been ball 4 anyway.
Keep your walks down.
That's right. Keep your pitch count down if you do that with the first pitch. Down to first, Herrera. Here's Alec Burleson. Only one guy in baseball has been hit more than Ivan Herrera has been this year.
You know, he didn't even move. I mean, that ball was drilled right at him, and he didn't flinch one bit, just kind of muscled up his left arm, and that's where he took it.
Now, he doesn't catch a ton. He's only catching his 23rd game of the year, but still a catcher. Those guys take enough of a beating. You wouldn't think he'd want to get drilled all the time. First pitch is low and inside for ball 1 to Alec Burleson, and Lauder just doesn't look real crisp with his command. The reports out of his rehab assignment were tremendous. Breezed through his 70 pitches. And Terry Francona and the Reds hoping to see more of that today. The pitch low and inside. 2 balls, no strikes on Alec Burleson, but so far he's been behind each of the first 3 hitters. Very, very un-Rhett Lauder-like.
Yeah, I don't think you can take anything at all about a player's performance at rehab. It's just completely different. You might as well be pitching him in an intramural game.
2-0 pitch. Breaking ball down and in. I've seen some of those intramurals get taken pretty serious.
You know, here you got the big crowd, you've got big league hitters, you've got a smaller strike zone. Everything is amplified, including your heart rate.
3-0 the count on Burleson. Right-hander sets ready, and Lauder's home with a 3-0 pitch, and that's a strike call to the inside corner. 3-1 now on Burleson. 1 on, 1 out. Of course, Lauder would love a double play ball. Get out of this inning, and you don't have to worry about it. You really don't want to have to face the 2 guys up next with anybody on base. Strike called on the inside corner. Full count on Burleson. Burleson, 291. He's having a fine year, the left-handed batter. Walked and scored a run, was 1 for 3 yesterday. He bats with Herrera on at first base and 1 out in the first inning. Lauder sets and fires. Runner goes, and the pitch is whacked in the air, center field, but going back on it is done. He'll make the catch. Herrera has to retreat to first. 2 gone here in the first inning, and now Jordan Walker. Walker has torched the Reds so far in the early part of this season. Walker's kind of torching everybody right now. He's hitting .301, 16 home runs, 46 driven in. He has 3 straight multi-hit efforts. The first pitch, Walker's low and outside for ball 1. You may think, well, be very careful with Walker. Yeah, well, the guy waiting on deck has 3 hits in his first 7 at-bats. And 2 of the 3 hits have gone for extra bases. So you don't want to be too careful with him because the guy on deck was the game winner last night. Pitch down and away, and it's 2-0.
You know, as I look at Jordan Walker, it tells me that baseball organizations need to be very patient with really highly touted prospects. No one was any higher than Walker, but boy, did he struggle the last couple of years.
He's found it this year. 2-0 pitch, and Walker takes a look at his strike.
And the Cardinals never really walked away from it. They never said, no, we made a mistake. We should have gone a different direction when we drafted him out of Georgia. You know, it's a situation where I think where you've got to wait for a kid, if he's 21 or 22 years old, to show you what he can do when he's 25.
Swinging, there's a bullet through the hole on the left side. A base hit by Jordan Walker. Herrera to second and holding on the single left. 2-out base hit. The Cardinals have 2 on with 2 out. And here's Lars Nootbaar.
That's another one of those situations where Lauder went down and away, and he loves to get his arms extended. Walker's a big guy with big, long, and strong arms, and he went right down there and hit a rifle shot between third and short.
Dangerous hitter up there now in Nootbaar. Left on left, 2-run home run proved to be the game winner late yesterday. The pitch, low and in for ball 1. Nootbaar just activated from the injured list 2 days ago, and he has already made his presence felt in this Cardinal lineup. 3 for 7. Home run, 3 RBIs. Double, and he scored twice. The pitch. Nootbaar takes low. I mean, he's been right in the thick of all their action so far in this series.
Right now, Rhett Lauder is playing defense. He's not getting the first pitch in there. He's putting the guy in the batter's box in a really good situation.
Lauder's home with the 2-0 pitch, and Nootbaar watches the strike on the outside corner. 2-1 the count on the left-handed hitting Nootbaar. 2 on, 2 out, scoreless in the bottom of the first inning. Cardinals threatening early on. Here's the 2-1. Nootbaar takes down and away. 3 balls and 1 strike. Lauder has thrown 25 pitches in this first inning. 15 of them have been balls. And Nootbaar takes inside. That's ball 4, and they're loaded for Brian Torres. Looks like that will prompt a visit from Reds pitching coach Matt Tracy.
Well, right now it's a matter of survival for Rhett Lauder. I mean, you get out there, you're just trying to get through the first inning. He missed a few starts with the injury that he had to his shoulder. You got to remember that he's only had 14 starts in the major league as an entire career. Sometimes we have a tendency to raise the bar of expectation a little bit too high because he showed up on the scene very polished and ready to go. But still, does that make him a good major leaguer? Especially after missing an entire season last year. But Matt Tracy's trying to deliver a message that, hey, let's just get out of this inning and then we'll regroup when we get in the dugout.
Let's pause for station identification on the Reds Radio Network. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Brian Torres at the plate. The pitch is low and inside for ball 1 with Chris Welsh. I'm Tommy Thrall. Ryan Doherty, our on-site engineer. Drew Westerheide back in our network headquarters. Happy to be with you from Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Cardinals are threatening here in the first. Rhett Lauder really having to work hard. He has been behind everybody. Now he pours in a strike. The count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike on Torres. 27 pitches so far in the first inning for Rhett Lauder. Here he comes with the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Tied him up with a slider in on his knuckles. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Torres was credited with only 1 hit yesterday. Really felt like he should have had 2. He had a little chopper up the third base line. Suarez made a tough play, and his throw was a little high. They called that an error on Suarez. So officially 1 for 3 yesterday. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Torres grounds it weakly to the shortstop. Handled by McLean. He will race to the bag, beating Nootbaar in the foot race, and the inning is over. Cardinals load the bases but don't score here in the opening act. 0-0.
You could describe Tulsa as a big, small town or a small, big city.
Tulsa is a very mixed city of arts and film and sports. I mean, it's a true melting pot of all kinds of things.
Professional baseball in Tulsa, it's actually older than the state of Oklahoma.
It's nice to play in front of, fans that you see on a daily basis.
They say it's a game of numbers. Pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Mi trabajo es sencillo, cachar ese ritmo que solo nuestra gente tira y regarlo por toda la temporada. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
The bubblegum blowing contest. It was fun. It was at a time when Topps included bubblegum in their baseball cards, and that was the gum we used. These are all my baseball cards. The Topps one is right there. It's developed into somewhat of a big nostalgic thing, and there are a lot of people that, you know, that's one of their favorite baseball cards. It's kind of crazy.
No score. Cardinals threatened but came up empty in the first inning, so the Reds will bat here in the second. Scoreless tie on a toasty and breezy Sunday afternoon here at Busch Stadium, and that'll be something to keep an eye on. You know, we've been coming here for a long time. This ballpark's been open for several years now. Still a really nice ballpark, as much as it pains me to give him a little credit here in St. Louis, but here's Nathaniel Lowe.
I think there are a lot of people listening that would agree.
Yeah. Here's the pitch to Lowe. Strike on the inside corner. The count is 0-1, but it is a nice park. And, you know, it's pretty much completely surrounded. They have two big scoreboards out in right field. They have the ballpark village buildings out and left. That from where we sit, swing and a miss, a good changeup. It counts 0-2 on Nathaniel Lowe. They actually look like they're part of the ballpark. They just look like they're on the other side of the concourse. They're actually across the street. But because it's pretty much fully surrounded here, you wonder how much a windy day like today affects the ball in flight. Something to keep an eye on. Right-hander into his windup, the 0-2 pitch, and Lowe takes down too low. Of course, the ballpark village out in left field is relatively new still. That was just finished, 5-10 years ago?
Yeah, economically, the difference between Ballpark Village and the Banks is that the Cardinals own Cardinal Village.
1-2 pitch, up and away, and that was part of the original plans of the ballpark, but it just took a long time for that project to actually take flight. Pun intended. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Lowe. Pitch to Lowe is skied high into the air. Short left center field. The shortstop waving his arms. Fermin waiting on it. He'll make the catch. And shallow left. 1 gone here in the second inning. That'll bring Spencer Steer up. Kind of rare for Spencer Steer to be hitless his last 2 ball games. Now, yesterday he was still productive. He was on base twice with a couple of walks and had an RBI, but 0 for 2 officially. Did have a sac fly in that game. Wind and McGreevy brings it home. Steer takes a breaking ball, and the dirt outside, and the count is 1-0. Steer hitting .271, 9 home runs, 24 driven in. You have to go back to late April to find the last time that Steer was hitless in back-to-back games. Pitch swung on, fouled back. On base streak, though, still very much intact with the 2 walks that he had yesterday. Longest streak of his career. He's reached safely in 24 straight. He watches a strike on a 1-1 fastball over the outside corner, 1-2. It's the longest streak by a Red since Joey Votto reached in 25 straight games back in 2021. It was that streak in July. Pretty much the entire month of July that year, Joey was on base. 1-2 pitch to Steer. Breaking ball down and away. Pretty good company to keep if you're Spencer Steer.
Indeed.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The right-hander McGreevy. Step back and 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with a fastball sinking down and in on him. Steer strikes out. McGreevy has his first strikeout of the afternoon. And
that's some pretty impressive movement that McGreevy has on that a sinking fastball. Looks like he took a little bit off of it. Here's a guy that doesn't throw very hard at all. I mean, that was 90 miles an hour, but it looked like it was coming in knee high and behind the plate. You know, Herrera, the catcher, caught it down around the dirt.
Now, when you take a little something off a sinker like that, do you get more movement or now the pitch swung on, fouled away by Benson? I know spin's a big factor. Do you lose spin if you take a little something off, or are you able to kind of do both?
I think that kind of varies from pitcher to pitcher, but basically, if you have a lot of backspin, the ball doesn't sink. If you have less spin, it's going to sink and run more. And McGreevy took a little bit off that. He's got a kind of a short stride, but he pitches downhill. A lot of stuff that he throws up there low will really go down.
0-1 to Benson is a strike on the outside corner. He's down 0-2. Will hitting a 200 clip.
And he's thrown a lot of fastballs here early on. I'm thinking the next time through the order, he's going to break out a whole variety of different breaking pitches because he throws 7 different pitches total.
There are so many moving parts to a pitcher's motion. It's not all arm. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Benson. Breaking ball down and in. I know some guys rely heavily on their wrist, and that's a lot of times right where you get a lot of the spin from. Were you a guy that was really wristy?
Yeah,
with your mechanics?
A little bit more on breaking pitches and change-ups and fastballs. But yes.
1-2 pitch, down and away. Good change-up there, but Benson laid off. The count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you're listening today on your car or truck radio, please remember to buckle your safety belt. This message brought to you by the Ohio Department of Public Safety. If you're not buckled up, what's holding you back? Now the 2-2 pitch. Benson takes strike 3 call. Change-up over the outside edge. He landed that one. Put it right where he wanted it. And Benson caught watching. Inning over.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
It was a defensive play so iconic that we simply call it the catch.
This is the glove Willie Mays had when he made that catch. This is great.
Oakland pitcher Dave Stewart was named the World Series MVP.
It really comes from like the kings of Siam would give their courtiers white elephants, which were sacred animals.
They need to know this story. That's amazing.
Nobody could steal a base like Ricky.
I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you.
So imagine making steals in these stuff.
So these are tie cups.
And these are tie cups.
So what I want to know is, were they ever swabbed for the DNA of opposing pitchers?
Roberts is no stranger to stolen bases himself.
That's what makes it special, is that everybody knew he was going to steal.
Roberts is going. Safe.
You know what they say, one great play deserves another. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Clown Posse, June 28th at Megacorp Pavilion. Tickets on sale now at AXS.com. For more information, visit PromoWestLive.com. Don't miss Insane Clown Posse, June 28th at Megacorp Pavilion.
Jose Fermin leads off the Cardinal second inning. First pitch, Brett Lauder throws to him is sinker down and away. Counts 1-0 on Fermin. Now Lauder's 1-0. Fermin takes off the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. 0-0 in the second. Lauder's back into his windup in the 2-0. In for strike. Boy, coming into St. Louis this weekend, the forecast for today looked terrible. It looked like it was going to rain all day long. Unrelenting. The pitch in there for a called strike. It didn't look like there was any way we'd be able to start on time, and we'd just be sitting around all day. Well, we've been treated to a nice day so far. Hopefully it stays that way. Lauder home with a 2-2 to Fermin. Swinging a ground ball up the third base line, off his foot, foul. Well, Fermin waits for the feeling to come back into his foot. Let's take a look at today's Reds Hall of Fame and Museum trivia question of the game. Reds Cardinals trivia this series. This player won 5 Gold Glove awards and was a 3-time All-Star before being acquired by the Reds, and after playing over 3 seasons with the Reds, helped the Cardinals to a National League pennant. Swing and a pop-up right behind second base. Edwin Arroyo will make the catch, and Jose Fermin is the first out. So before being acquired by the Reds and after playing over 3 seasons with the Reds, helped the Cardinals to a National League pennant after St. Louis acquired him from Cincinnati in a late season trade. Who is this player? A, Cesar Cedeno, B, Kurt Flood, or C, Ron Gant? Swing and a foul, left side out of play.
I think I'm going to go with Cesar Cedeno.
Okay, I'm going to say C, Ron Gant. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now on Nolan Gorman. After he fouled away one to the left side. 0-2 on Gorman. Base is empty, 1 man out. Louder into his windup. The 0-2 pitch. Weak ground ball by the mound. Handled by Arroyo. Gloves are right in the palm of his glove. And flips it over to steer at first for the out. 2 away. Having seen Arroyo now for a few games at both second base and short, you know, when we first saw him, he looked really smooth at short. Now we're seeing him where he maybe looks a little bit better at second base than he did at short, kind of aligning with some of the reports that we got. Still very early. There's Victor Scott, the second. First pitch is off the inside corner. The count is 1-0 on Scott.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that I'm the best infield evaluator. Except I look at it from a pitcher standpoint. Does he make the play? And he does. He just looks like he's filled out a lot since we saw him early on.
1 ball, no strikes. Here's the first pitch, or the 1-0 pitch to Scott. Swung on, slap foul down the left field line, and that's into the seats, out of play.
Louder looks much better this inning. You know, sometimes if you can get through that first inning as a pitcher, it just kind of gives you a little bit of a breathing room. You can go back and say, all right, I've thrown enough pitches now. I'm settled in, and it's a different guy out there.
1-1. Check swing on a pitch just off the outside corner. Pretty good changeup. When you say he looks better, would you say he's more crisp with his stuff and his command now?
Yeah, I just think he's got a little bit more relaxation, an aura of understanding what he's out there. It looked like he was trying to rush things a little bit in the first inning, and that's natural in any start, but especially when you're, coming back off the injured list.
Fastball misses down and into the left-handed hitting Victor Scott. So it's a 3-ball, 1-strike count now. He's got the top of the order waiting next with Weatherholt. 3-1 pitch, up and in, ball 4. He walked the batter and hit one in the first.
See, I look at this base on balls here with the number 9 hitter as a total mental breakdown. This is nothing physical. You've got to tell yourself, I'm going to throw strikes here because this lineup, when it turns over, gets awfully tough, including J.J. Weatherholt, who right now is one of the guys leading the Rookie of the Year campaign.
Weatherholt hitting .249. It's pretty much him and Sal Stewart right now in a battle for Rookie of the Year in the National League. The pitch is off the outside corner. The count is 1-0 on J.J. Weatherholt.
You walk that number 9 hitter, all of a sudden you start piling pitches up where you should be sitting in the dugout.
Louder's 1-0 off the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. And no saying Louder looks better here in the second inning, which I don't disagree with. He is still not pitching ahead in the count this inning. He has still fallen behind guys, so 2-0 here on Weatherholt with a runner at first base after the 2-out walk. 2-0 pitch. Finds the outside corner this time with a fastball. Now, I don't, maybe I'm wrong with this thinking, but I don't feel like it's all that uncommon for a control pitcher, and make no mistake about it, Louder is that. It sometimes takes them an inning or two to dial in the strike zone when they're trying to hit the edges. The pitch is inside, the runner goes, and Stevenson fumbles the exchange. No throw to second. Scott has his 9th stolen base of the year.
Yeah, I would agree with you that it does take a few innings for most pitchers, but multiply that by a little bit because he's coming off the injured list. He pitched a rehab game. He really isn't in a flow of pitching every 5th day yet.
Now the pitch to Weatherholt's inside, and that's ball 4.
See, once you have a stolen base, and pitch around Weatherholt.
Now you've got to go after Herrera, though.
Got a right-hander up, though. Your breaking ball is going to work a lot better on Herrera than it will against a lefty. It's one of those situational walks in my book.
2 on, 2 out. Herrera was hit by a pitch, but it was on ball 4. His first time up. Herrera batting with 2 on and 2 out. Lauder gets the sign, readies, and goes to work now against Herrera. Pickoff attempt at second, and Arroyo dives at the throw. It was not a good throw. It was low and into the runner.
Yeah, not a good play at all. In fact, it was a half-hearted throw by the pitcher. It was a very late coverage by the infielder. The runner was waiting on the bag for the whole play to happen.
First pitch, chopped over the middle. It'll be handled by Arroyo right on top of second base. He fields it while standing on the bag, forcing out Weatherholt, ending the Cardinals' second.
Breaking ball, grounder. Marshall lets Jeffries get it, toss to Cone, he tags the bag. And they say safe. Watch the runner, he's not watching the runner. The runner scores. And Cone's still arguing. Here comes the second runner. The second runner scores. I don't believe I just saw that. I don't believe it.
So without further ado, snap on your time goggles and prepare to zoom 1,000 years into the future. The D-backs are still the D-backs, though now they're represented by a robotic techno-snake, and the Cubs have embraced their future amongst the stars, now being represented by Ursa Major. Minneapolis was the first to establish relations with our extraterrestrial friends. The Rays are the cosmic rays flying through space in their devil ray-shaped spacecraft.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game, post-game, and everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
It is a 0-0 ball game here at Busch Stadium on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. We're hoping to keep the clouds and the rain away. Bottom third of the lineup, Matt McLean leads it off, and the big right-hander Michael McGreevy fires a strike in there on the inside corner, strike 1. McGreevy, very much like Rhett Lauder, not overpowering, tops out on his fastball in the low 90s. Really relies on a lot of command and breaking pitch stuff. And the 0-1 is swung on and lofted foul down the right field line, drifting into the stands. And even though that's given pretty good chase by the first baseman, Alec Burleson, it lands into second row. Here, you look up at the scoreboard, you see a 0-0 game, but to this point, the Reds are looking for their first base runner, and the Cardinals are already stranded 5 runners on base. They don't count shots on goal here. Here's the 0-2 and a little bit outside to McLean. No balls or 1 ball and 2 strikes. Matt with the home run yesterday. A little breaking ball on the inner part of the plate. Got a lot of it. Looking to repeat that here this afternoon. Swung on. That one's off the end of the bat going foul down the right field line. A little farther down the line than his previous foul ball. That one being chased down by the right fielder Walker. Tyler Stevenson on deck. He'll be followed by Edwin Arroyo. 7, 8, and 9 here in the third inning for the Reds. McGreevy, the 6'4", 25-year-old right-hander from the full windup, rocks and fires and a little bit high. Boy, he thought that was a strike. He had an extra look in there to his catcher, Ivan Herrera. Herrera did not want a challenge. 2-2. And a pitch right in on the hands, and he'll foul that off the knuckles down to the first base coach, Colin Cowgill. Willie Harris down at third. They're looking for a little business here this afternoon, those base coaches are. A long look in now by McGreevy, and he fires a breaking ball, a high fly ball to center field. Hit well. There goes the center fielder, Scott. Up, looking, bye-bye. Right out the front door, Matt McLean goes and puts the first run on the board for the Reds here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon.
He went down there and got it. It was a breaking ball down around the knees, right down the heart of the plate. But boy, he hit that to the grown man's part of the ballpark.
You really don't see too many middle infielders hit a ball to that part of the ballpark. It just carried and carried and carried, and that puts the Reds up 1-0. And now Tyler Stevenson. Stevenson looking for a way to get it going, and he fouls the first one straight back. Little murmur in the crowd here at Busch Stadium now after that long home run by McLean. Stevenson, the 0-1, is a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stevenson. He waits and swung on. That's a ground ball foul. Goes down the left side. Stevenson today wearing his uniform a little bit different. I wonder if maybe he's got a little superstition going. The Reds are in their straight gray uniforms. He's got his pants pulled all the way up to the bottom of his knees, and it's covered with a big white red outer stocking. The old stirrups, but the stirrups are not seen. Here's the 1-2, and swing a little tapper foul at the plate. You know, when you look up at the scoreboard and you see your batting average still on the interstate, like Tyler Stevenson does right now, you're willing to do just about anything to get a little bit of lady luck. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, that's fouled off, and he's hanging in there. And he'll take his time out and readjust his batting gloves, pick up a little dirt, and settle on back in here to a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Nobody out. The Reds up 1-0 here at top of the third inning at Busch Stadium. The last of 3 here against the Cardinals. Swing and a foul back, and McGreevy just can't seem to get it by him. In fact, that's really the way you would describe Michael McGreevy, more of a contact pitcher. Only averages about 6% strikeout, which is way less than Major League average. But he's got good control. Swung on by Stevenson. That is hit well to right field. There goes Walker looking up, and that baby is gone. How about that? Opposite field hitting, the long ball by Tyler Stevenson, and it's a 2-0 ball game.
Might want to keep the socks up.
Well, he got a breaking ball on the outer part of the plate about waist high, and he just went right with it. Now that'll liven up that Reds dugout a little bit. And now Edwin Arroyo steps in, the left-handed hitter, squares the bunt, pulls it back, strike 1.
Well, back-to-back long ball by the Red Legs, and both of them opposite fieldish.
You don't normally see that out of your 7 and 8 hitters. Swung on by Arroyo on the ground. That's going to find its way into right field for a base hit. So the Reds have played in 2. They have had 3 hits in the inning, and they got a runner on here with nobody out as they turn the lineup over. Boy, McGreevy went through the first 6 batters in this lineup like it was butter. Had a couple of strikeouts, a lot of pop-ups, a couple of easy ground balls, and now he has run into some serious problems here in the 3rd inning. Arroyo with a good lead, not going, and a pitch to Blake Dunn just a little bit off the plate, ball 1. Will they try to test the arm of Ivan Herrera? He has had very tough time throwing runners out. There's a throw over to chase him back. I mean, Tommy, when you said that the Cardinals want to see Herrera catch more, but they're still developing him, no doubt about that. He has had a very rough time. And Arroyo can run. He's not, but this pitch is a little bit low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, and I like putting a little pressure on the Cardinals right here. One of the things the Cardinals have done to the Reds in this series is put pressure on the Reds. Return the favor a little bit, especially when you have the athleticism to do it with a guy like Arroyo.
2 balls, no strikes. Blake Dunn awaits. Swinging a little chopper, fair ball down the first baseline. Burleson will field. He'll fake a throw to second base, decide against it, and he'll step on the bag. But in the 3 unassisted put out at first base, the Arroyo goes to second. This is actually where I like to see the stolen base even a little bit more. J.J. Bleday steps in, first pitch flies it into left field. Shallow left field, shortstop out, left fielder in, and it'll be Brian Torres, the left fielder, to take care of that one. Or J.J. has seen 2 pitches. He's hit 2 lazy fly balls to the outfield.
Yeah, I see what you're saying with that because, you know, you never want to make the first or third out at third base. But, boy, if you can get that run to third with only 1 out, really opens up the possibilities to drive that guy in.
And now Sal Stewart. Reds up 2-0. They've got another duck on the pond at second. Stewart with 2 outs, and the first pitch is a breaking ball right on the inside corner. That's a strike. Nice little sweeping curveball there from McGreevy. Pitch is outside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, I talked to Sal a few days ago about facing pitchers that have 7 different pitches. And he said, I can't count that high. I have to group them into, little groups of 3. So he's got fastballs, breaking balls, and changeups. And there's one on the ground right to the shortstop. For me, he goes to first base, and Sal is a victim of a 6-3 putout. But in the inning, the Reds go in the yard 2 times. And it's 2-0 Reds over the Cardinals, who are coming to bat, bottom of 3 on the Reds Radio Network.
Being chased by something. Bo Jackson's not afraid of a pack of gorillas, and a little bee just chased him out of the batter's box. He's gone, Bo. 3-0 to Bo. He's hacking. Oh, my way gone. Lordy, he just killed him.
And even though you're dejected down 3.
First pitch swinging. This ball's hit in the air to deep center field, and George Springer gets it over the wall for a home run. His extra base impact continues. 3rd home run of the postseason for Springer, and they've got 6. Fastball outer 3rd up. He's ready for it.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
And the Cincinnati Reds have a home run deal for you. Right now, get 40% off our Comfort 365 windows. For a limited time, Reds fans could get an extra $1,000 off a sunroom with promo code GOREDS. Call or schedule an estimate online at ChampionsSafeNow.com.
Well, it is a smiling side of the scoreboard the Reds are on right now. 2-0 over the Cardinals, bottom of 3. Alec Burleson, big burly left-handed hitting first baseman, steps in, and a pitch off the plate by Brett Lauder. Lauder still not getting those first pitch strikes in there, but he's held the Cardinals scoreless so far through the first 2. Pitching out of trouble in both innings. And a pitch a little bit low, and it's 2-0. Lauder, full windup, facing the hitter straight on, and here's the pitch. It's outside, 3-0. You know, Lauder does something in his full delivery that I've never seen another pitcher do. He starts with his right foot on the third base side of the rubber, but when he takes a step back, he slides his foot all the way over towards first. And that's ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to start the bottom of the third. Not exactly the way that Terry Francona has written it up here after you get a 2-run lead. And now Jordan Walker. Walker with the only Cardinals hit, a line drive into left in the first inning. And the pitch by Lauder is right on the inside corner. That's a strike. Burleson, no threat to steal. Lauder from the stretch. And coming to the plate is swung on. That's fouled off backside. Back behind the right field tarp. No balls and 2 strikes to the slugging left fielder Jordan Walker, and right on cue he has timeout just as Brett Lauder's about to deliver the pitch.
That chaps you a little bit as a pitcher,
Well,
doesn't
you
it?
know, it used to. But every team does it now. Talked a little bit to Chris Valenka, the hitting coach, about that. Swung on, foul straight back. I said, are you teaching your guys to do the same thing the Cardinals are doing? And he just smiled. He said, well, you know, it's kind of a thing that they do nowadays. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Walker is a breaking ball, a swing and a miss. Got him chasing a bad one there, and Lauder gets a strikeout. That'll be Lauder's second strikeout of the ball game, and the first out here in the third inning.
I guess if the game's going to allow it, then so be it, right?
Yeah. Well, it's really up to the umpire to grant the time. A player just can't step out of the box. He has to ask for it from the ump. So the first pitch to the left-handed hitting Lars Nootbaar is a strike. Nootbaar has come off the bench, come off the injured list to really terrorize the Reds here in the first 2 games of this series. Pitch is swung on, foul straight back. Boy, had a good cut on an off-speed pitch. It was a nice changeup, but I think that Lauder feels like he may have got that up a little bit too high. Small lead by Burleson at first base. And Nootbaar waits. Swing and a miss. Chased the high heater, and he is the strikeout victim number 3 for Brett Lauder this afternoon. Now Brian Torres. Torres, the left fielder. Left-handed hitter, wide open stance, holds the bat flat and kind of crouched, and he takes it up and away, ball 1. He has not been up in the big leagues all that long, but he's proved himself to be a pretty good player, Brian Torres have. Get recalled from AAA Memphis back in late May. And the pitch is a check swing at the plate. He did not go, and it's a 2-0 count. Louder back on the hill, ready to go. The 2-0 is swung on and hit high in the air, but foul. A little bit down the left field line and out of play. Jose Fermin is on deck. Cardinals are just finishing up their longest homestand of the first half of baseball season. They'll head off to the city of New York after the ball game today. And a pitch outside, and it's 3-1. After they visit the Mets, they'll also go into Minnesota to take on the Minnesota Twins. Reds have a 3-game stopover in San Diego before they return to Great American Ballpark. The pitch is high and away. That's ball 4. So in the inning for Rhett Louder, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. And the inning continues for Jose Fermin. You know, the biggest thing I think with Rhett Louder here this afternoon is that you hope that his arm feels good.
Right.
He went on the injured list with a little bit of a shoulder ache. And, you know, he's the kind of kid that will be willing to try to pitch through something. Nowadays, you don't want him to do that. His control definitely off. He has walked 4. He really actually walked 5 now, including a hit by pitch on a 3-2 count. So this is very much not like the Rhett Louder that we're used to seeing. Cardinals try to get a little action going in here at the bottom of the 3rd inning. They're down 2-0. 2 men on, 2 out, and a pitch is in the dirt to Jose Fermin. Louder needs a strike here. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, 2 on. Fermin awaits and swung on. That's a chopper foul. Fermin playing shortstop today. He's been with the Cardinals his entire career, which has spanned over the last 3 years. And it's a high fly ball to deep left field, but that is hooking foul. Got a little bit out ahead of that on the end of the bat.
Well, the Reds already have some action up in their bullpen with Caleb Ferguson beginning to throw.
Well, you figured that Louder would have a pitch count, but here he is, pitch number 70 coming up and rolling in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball down. He says he ticked it. Umpire says, So Louder strikes out the side. He walks a couple, but the Cardinals do.
2 balls, 2 strikes to JT in a 1-1 game here in the 7th. Fly ball, left center field. It's hit well. Sheets going back. It is gone! JT has given the Phils the lead.
He gets a little fastball up in the zone, and he sort of tomahawked a really good flat swing on a high fastball and crushes it to left center. Great job by JT, getting the Phillies right back on top.
There he is, the big man. 12th start of the season for Paul Skeens. Skeens making his 67th career start. ZR8 on the season and even 3. His career earned run average 213.
Here's a 3-2. Swing and a miss out in front of the sweeper. Skeens strikes out the side. He has fanned 5 of the first 6 batters he's faced tonight. Down go the Cubs again. They're 6-4 this year. There's a swing and a miss. Amaya down on strikes again. He's got 99 in there above the zone for the first out of the 5th. 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Down and away changeup. 10 strikeouts for Skeens, and he'll walk off the mound with a wry smile. He's in control tonight.
Fourth inning, Reds come to bat with a 2-0 lead. Back-to-back home runs. Matt McClain, Tyler Stevenson leading off the third inning. That's the difference in the contest right now. Micah McGreevy is back to work. He's given up 3 hits, and they were the 7, 8, 9 hitters. And now Lowe just goes the other way. Hits one and kind of pushes it over the left side of the infield. Down the line and left for a base hit. Quickly to it, Torres. And Lowe is aboard with a leadoff single here in the fourth. That is a textbook swing of not trying to do too much. It was as though he was swinging in slow motion. Just kind of got the barrel out there and just flicked it.
A grown man hit that ball.
Yes, he did. He is a grown man. So Lowe's aboard, and Spencer Steer's up now, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. The count is 0-1. Well, that's a veteran hitter right there that is kind of in a slump right now, and Nathaniel Lowe he's been cool here lately. But he knows, all right, we've got some guys coming up. I need to be on base for them. Spencer Steer, one of those. The 0-1, swinging and a miss at a pitch down and in. 0-2 the count on Steer. Steer riding that 24-game on-base streak, hitless the last 2 games. And a strikeout victim his first time up today against McGreevy. Now Steer will back out of the box. 1 on, nobody out. McGreevy gets the sign. Outfield plays straight away against Steer. Shallow and right, actually. Walker is way in. McGreevy home with the 0-2, and Steer swings, tips it foul, but Herrera holds on to strike 3. Third strikeout of the game for McGreevy. Steers 2 of them. Here's his second strikeout victim, Will Benson. Benson struck out looking to end the Reds' 1-2-3 second. McGreevy gets the sign. Sets at the belt. Now fires home the first pitch to Benson. That's in the dirt. It kicks by the catcher Herrera, and down to second Nathaniel Lowe. That takes the double play out of the equation now here in this fourth inning. Wild pitch by McGreevy. And the Reds have a runner at second with 1 out.
Really one of those pitches that Herrera, you can see his inexperience behind home plate. Just try to glove that ball rather than move his body in front of it. That one shouldn't have gotten by him.
Benson waits, and that one's in on his hands. A check swing foul at the plate. One ball, 1 strike on Benson. McGreevy has pitched really well for the Cardinals this year. The 1-1 pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Benson doesn't like it. Now he's behind the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. However, he's lost each of his last 3 starts, giving up 10 runs over 15 innings. Really good in his first 9 starts of the year. The 1-2 pitch is down and away. Count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Last time out against the Rangers, pitched well on Monday. Just 2 runs allowed over 6 innings, but the Cardinals lost that game 2-1, so he was kind of the hard luck loser. McGreevy sets ready, looks at the runner at second, now comes home with a 2-2 pitch, and Benson swings and misses. He strikes out. McGreevy has struck out 2 batters today, but both of them have struck out twice, so he has 4.
Well, McGreevy was really a reliever in the first half of last year. Got a few spot starts, and he did so well that they put him into the regular role in a rotation after the All-Star break. He still is a guy that, they're waiting for the roof to cave in because he doesn't strike out a lot of hitters.
Pitch is down and away for ball 1.
But, yeah, he makes it look easy when he's getting them out.
Yeah, I don't. That's one of those, do you buy into it?
And actually, he reminds me a little bit of Rhett Lauder. Interesting that they're facing off against each other today.
1-0 the count on McClain. He went deep his first time up, just to the right of straightaway center field. He swings and misses, and the count is even now. 1 ball, 1 strike on McClain. He's now homered in each of his last 2 games. 2-run blast yesterday, which at the time put the Reds on top
His home run today put the Reds on top. 1-1, strike called. Kind of hope that, look, I don't know that Matt McLain needs to do anything mechanically. He just needs to get that confidence back and the swagger. Go back up to the plate expecting to do damage. 1-2 pitch, and McLain takes down and away. Count is level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. You were talking earlier about, and I thought you made such a great point about Jordan Walker and why you don't give up on prospects so quickly. Matt McLain is a great example of that. Not that the Reds are anywhere close to giving up on McLain, but you just sometimes have to give young players time.
I agree. I mean, I really believe that to be true, and the more baseball that I watch, the more I believe it.
2 balls, 2 strikes on McLain. The pitch to him in the dirt. Breaking ball buried, and the count is full 3-2.
You know, this is a game that is filled with failure, and it's not necessarily how you do when you're riding high. It's how you get back up on the horse when you get kicked off a couple of times. And, you know, like the old saying, you know, there are 2 kinds of players. Those that are humble and those that are about to be humbled.
That's exactly right. That is a very, very true phrase. 3 balls, 2 strikes on McLain. Runner at second with 2 men out. McGreevy readies. Here's the 3-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. So after the leadoff base hit by Lowe, McGreevy strikes out the next 3. Reds come up in.
Fernando Tatis bats for the 3rd time in 5 innings. Single to right of the 1st inning, erased on a double play, struck out in the 3rd.
Oh, there's a drive to deep left field off the bat of Nando. Gone! Home run number 1 of 2026 for Fernando Tatis Jr. Padres take a 3-1 lead, but a blast Fernando.
The seal has been broken. Fernando Tatis Jr. on May 30th has hit his first home run of the season.
In the inner right field, Harry Walker in foul territory. And Walker doesn't know how many outs there were. Offerman will go to 3rd.
Walker gave the ball to a fan. He thought that was the 3rd out. I'm surprised Walker remembered to show up tonight. Here's the funny part. He goes back to get it, though. That's what's funny.
Do you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people, like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
K and more. Visit ClostermanBakery.com/careers. Klosterman Bakery. Family values are baked right in.
Klosterman, better, you bet.
We've got our first Wober's Mustard pitching change of the afternoon, and that pitching change goes to Caleb Ferguson, replacing Rhett Lauder. So Lauder's day is done after 3 innings of shutout baseball. He struck out 4. But he threw a ton of pitches in his first game back from the injured list. So now the call goes to Ferguson, the left-hander, with a bunch of left-handers in this Cardinal lineup. Ferguson sets and delivers the first pitch to Nolan Gorman. And it's a little bit low for ball 1. Gorman, one of those left-handers in this Cardinal lineup today. Ferguson sets. Out of the stretch all the time, and now the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Tied him up with a fastball in. The count is even 1 ball and 1 strike. Ferguson's on for the 5th time. Hasn't allowed a run yet. 3 hits over 6 1/3 innings, 7 strikeouts, and most importantly, no walks. The pitch, breaking ball off the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike here on Jose Fermin. 7-8-9 for the Cardinals in the 4th. 4th inning.
is brought to you by Four Roses Bourbon. Four Roses, the mellow balanced Kentucky classic that's crafted for those home run moments. Proud sponsor of the BCL Press Club, presented by Four Roses Bourbon. Enjoy responsibly. Ferguson back home now, the 2-1 pitch. Found the outside corner with a fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Neither team has used a challenge yet, with home plate umpire John Tumpane calling the balls and strikes. 2-2 on Gorman. Ferguson to the plate. Breaking ball misses down and away. Lefty sets. Now the 3-2 pitch. Gorman hits it sharply on the ground to the backhand of Spencer Steer. He'll wave off the pitcher. Steer takes it himself to the bag. 3 unassisted. Gorman's retired. And there's 1 gone here in the 4th inning. Now the batter will be Victor Scott, the second. Scott bats with the bases empty. 1 man out. Ferguson back to work. Another left-hander up there. The pitch to him is swung on and fouled back. I said 7, 8, and 9 batting for the Cardinals this inning. It's actually 8, 9, and 1 for St. Louis in this frame. Now Ferguson's home with the 0-1 pitch. That misses just a little bit low and outside. One ball, 1 strike. Infield straight up. Corners are tight. Now Steer backs up at first. The 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. The cutter down and away. One ball, 2 strikes on Scott. Here he comes. And the pitch is a little low. Fastball sinking down. Scott a walk and a stolen base back in the 2nd inning. Left-hander against left-hander. The left-handed hitting J.J. Weatherhold waiting next. Ferguson's 2-2 pitch. Just off the outside corner. Fills up the count 3-2. Chris Paddock begins throwing in the Reds bullpen now. Reds kind of anticipated it being more of a abbreviated start. Understandably so for Rhett Lauder today. 3-2 pitch is low, ball 4. And Victor Scott walks for the 2nd time this afternoon. First walk that Ferguson has issued as a Red. Scott down to first and back to the top of the order now, and J.J. Weatherholt. Weatherholt has struck out and walked. Boy, would Ferguson love a double play ball here. Here he comes, and it's on the outside corner. First pitch fastball sinking to the edge, and it's 0-1 on Weatherholt. Cardinals in their home whites. Cardinals script across the front with the birds on the bat. But a little different twist on Sundays, as they've done for a long time now. The pitch. Swinging. There's a high chopper to Arroyo. He fields, goes to McLean at second. Not in time to first, though. Arroyo was trying to charge that ball. He did, but then he realized he had to wait and get the big hop. So that little wait back for the big hop ended up costing him a little bit. The Reds are only able to get the lead runner. I think if he continues to charge that, he might get caught in between.
I think you're probably right, but sometimes I see that second baseman spooked a little bit by the oncoming runner and trying to avoid the collision there, even though it would be the job of the runner to stay out of the way.
Backdoor breaking ball and a beauty to the right-handed hitting Ivan Herrera. It's a called strike.
And if an umpire determines that's done intentionally to kill a double play ball, that could be a interference with a double play.
0-1, the pitch. And Herrera takes a breaking ball low and inside, and immediately Stevenson taps his helmet. So let's find out. Ball or strike? All our attention to the big board. And it is a strike.
Cincinnati has 2 challenges remaining.
Good pitch right on the inside corner. That's that big movement. You know, we talk about that so much with Nick Lodolo, that those big breaking balls, oftentimes the way they finish, they look like they're out of the zone. The catcher sees it in the strike zone. Stevenson challenges it. Reds win it. Now it's 0-2 instead of 1-1. The pitch. Breaking ball. Strike 3 called. Got him looking. Good cutter. Freezes Ivan Herrera. And the Cardinals are done here in the 4th. We head to the 5th.
Abrams will have to range far to his right.
What a play.
And a dive there by Brent Grisham.
Here comes Marsh, and he makes the sliding grab.
Pitcher plays it on the backhand glove flip to first. He got him. Oh, what a play by Cameron. Nice play. Dylan Cruz lays out in right field.
He got him by a full step.
What a fine play and a perfect throw from Zach Short.
It's Cincinnati with the diving play.
That's the deep safety going straight away for the pick.
Dive and makes the catch rolling over.
Mason to his knees. Crow hops and a strike. Good play. Unleashes the stretch and in time. Another great play by Mason Wynn. And he makes a sliding catch. He slides, dives, and makes the catch.
Isak with a snag and Walker with a pick.
And he'll make the catch.
Oh, what a play. Cole Emerson on the hot corner, getting it done.
He never ceases to impress you.
He makes the catch!
Well, this is a World Series card. Everybody said, you know, what's it going to be to pitch against Sandy Koufax, who's a dominant pitcher. I said, I hope I don't embarrass myself. And I didn't. You know, pitched my first shutout ever. We won 6-0, and my parents were there. My mom was afraid of heights, so she was in the upper deck. She had to come down and trade seats with somebody so she could actually watch her 20-year-old son pitch a shutout in the World Series.
Reds have a 2-0 lead as they come to bat here in the 5th inning. Before they do, let's pause. Station identification. You're listening to the Reds Radio Network. Welcome back out to Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Beautiful afternoon for baseball. Rain is held off, and it doesn't even feel like there's a threat of rain today. Tyler Stevenson went deep his first time up. This time swings the first pitch. Skies went into short center. Here comes Victor Scott running in to make the running catch in shallow center. And Stevenson's the first out of the 5th inning. 1 pitch, 1 out. Here's Edwin Arroyo. Arroyo, a base hit, grounding one through the right side of the infield for a knock following the back-to-back home runs in the 3rd. McGreevy back into his windup, brings it home. The breaking ball is on the outside corner for a called strike. You watch McGreevy, and you can understand why he's had success up here. Not overpowering like you talked about earlier. The 0-1 pitch, Arroyo grounds it right side, bending down to glove it. Burleson, he gloves and feeds it. The pitcher, McGreevy, at the bag for the out. Now 2 gone here in the 5th inning, but if you look at some of the kind of peripheral numbers, that would indicate that he's just been really lucky. But I don't think when you get a lot of soft contact, you should be considered a lucky pitcher.
Well, especially nowadays when defenses pride themselves on playing in the right spot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the job of the analyst, the defensive analysts up there, to tell guys where they should be playing, because this is where hitters hit their ground balls.
Blake Dunn's up now, and the pitch to Dunn is a strike on the inside corner.
So I think McGreevy fits in the Cardinals' plans, because this is a big ballpark. It's a pitcher's ballpark, and the Cardinals traditionally play good infield defense.
0-1 on Dunn. Here's the 0-1 pitch to him, and he drops down a bunt. Beauty, third base side. McGreevy off the mound. Bare hands, throws, got him. Wow, that was a spectacular play by Michael McGreevy on a beautiful bunt by Dunn, rolled up the third base line. Inning over. Reds are out in order in the fifth, and we're halfway through it at Busch.
And there's a shot into left field. Stanton on his way around to score. And the Yankees are on the board. First, it's 1-0 New York. Bouncer headed up the middle, and that's going to get through and drive in a couple of runs. Cranked up and sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wills around. Plays to third. 5-0 New York. Another one head for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the third straight hit to open the fifth inning. Chopper for Jazz, hot shot, and he makes the catch. That got on there on a line, and he's telling Jose Caballero, "You see that?" I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings with 2 or fewer hits and no runs allowed.
3-2 to Vargas. Got him. Fastball at 99. Back-to-back Ks for Miz.
Setting up on the outside corner, and he hit the glove. Perfect pitch by Mizorowski. Excellent command with that fastball.
1-1, and he finishes the inning with a strikeout. Miz with 3 Ks. Got him. Blew him away with 99. 5 Ks in the first 2 innings for Mizorowski. And he struck him out. 10 Ks on opening day for Miz.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
CVG Airport connecting you to home.
The Reds go to their third pitch of the afternoon. It was Brett Lauder's start. Caleb Ferguson in for an inning, and now the former starter, now reliever Chris Pack, 30-year-old right-hander that the Reds acquired from the Marlins earlier this season.
Well, we'll see how Paddock handles the bullpen. Spins a first pitch breaking ball in there for a strike call. 0-1. Paddock has pitched a little bit in relief. The pitch, and it's down too low.
He averages really about once a year in relief. If you look back on his 8-year career, this is his 9th appearance out of the bullpen. So he's been primarily a starter, been around a while.
This is his 11th career appearance in the major leagues out of the bullpen. So to your point,
okay.
Fouled left side.
Well, he'll be going home in a matter of speaking. He made his major league debut with the Padres in 2019. Played 3 years for the Pods, and he'll be heading right back to San Diego after today's game.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Burleson. He throws, and it's swung on, and that's fouled back toward us. It'll end up down to our left. A ball and 2 strikes. Burleson a walk leading off the Cardinal third inning. He was left at second. Flew out to center field his first time up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Paddock throws. Burleson slaps a line drive down the left field line, and that'll go toward the corner, dug out by Blade. Burleson is on his way into second with a stand-up double. That'll bring up Jordan Walker.
Pretty good bit of hitting right there by Burleson. I mean, you talk about going with the pitch. That is the only way that he was going to keep that ball fair, is to hit it right inside the left field line.
Runner at second now, nobody out. Here's Jordan Walker. Single and a strikeout for Walker. Paddock's first pitch to him is whacked on a line to the left center field gap. That's down, and that is bouncing to the wall. Here comes Burleson home to score easily, and Walker's into second base, trading places with him. Back-to-back doubles to begin the Cardinals' 5th inning. Burleson immediately to the next hitter, Lars Nootbaar, with a full scouting report. Will relay what he saw to Brian Torres, waiting to bat after Nootbaar. Reds lead down to 1, 2-1 Cincinnati. Paddock stares in, has the sign, comes set. After a look at second, he throws, and the pitch from Paddock is in for a called strike. Paddock has black sleeves on under his gray jersey, and then the gray pant legs pulled up high, exposing the bright red stirrups. Now, he does wear the actual old school stirrups over his white sanitary socks. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Low and inside. The count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now, usually, if guys have high socks, it's just high socks. Rarely, and I mean rarely, do you actually see the stirrups. Paddock's got him going on. Here's the 1-1. Check swing. Did he go? They ask at third. No swing. 2 balls and a strike on Lars Nootbaar. Nootbaar, a walk and a strikeout. Hitting with a runner at second base. Nobody out. A run in for the Cardinals. It's 5-1, or excuse me, it's 2-1 Reds in the 5th inning. Paddock looks back to second, now to the plate. The pitch off the inside corner. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Here it comes. The 3-1 to Nootbaar. And it's low. Breaking ball down. Tyler Stevenson asked for the challenge. Nootbaar started to take his guard off. Now he kind of reattaches it. I think he thinks it's a strike, too. And it was. Barely at the bottom of the zone.
Calls a strike. Cincinnati has 2 remaining.
It's kind of one of those, too, where the players will tell you what they think. Nootbaar thought it was a strike. On ball 4, he started taking his shin guard off, and then as soon as Stevenson challenged it, Nootbaar started putting it back on, thinking, I bet that gets overturned. 3-2. Paddock's payoff. Strike 3 called. Got him looking. Good fastball. Froze Nootbaar right at the knees.
You know, there's a nice speed difference between that slow curveball that Chris Paddock throws up there and that little zippy 94-mile-an-hour fastball. They were both in identical spots, and Nootbaar just couldn't pull the trigger.
That's
nice
the
pitch.
First out. Still a long way to go with Brian Torres at the plate. A runner at second base. Paddock back home and spins, throws in behind the runner at second. They almost got Jordan Walker. Walker's first move on that throw back to second base was toward third. And when you saw that, you thought, oh, they got him. But he's still athletic enough to get back in ahead of the quick throw and snap tag by McLean. Paddock to the plate. First pitch to Torres is whacked deep to right field. Backing up is Benson, and he will turn and watch it sail over the right field wall. 2-run home run, Brian Torres. And he has put the Cardinals on top, 3-2 here in the 5th. Got a fastball down the heart of the plate, didn't miss it. Now Jose Fermin. Back to work Paddock. The pitch on the way to Fermin. A breaking ball in for a strike. 0-1. Fermin has popped out to the second baseman and struck out. It's with the bases empty and 1 out. 3-2 St. Louis. The pitch swung on and it's ripped down the left field line. Foul. Right now, Chris Paddock just doesn't seem to be getting many off-balance swings from these Cardinal hitters, but you also look at where these pitches have been, and they have been getting a lot of the plate. 0-2, though, on Fermin. Paddock brings it home. Pitch is buried in the dirt outside, a breaking ball, 1-2. Western and Southern Financial Group wants to strike out cancer every time a Reds pitcher strikes out a batter. Western and Southern donates to support cancer research and education in the greater Cincinnati area. When it comes to fighting cancer, we're all in this together. Breaking ball is low on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You know, Chris Paddock in his repertoire, his off-speed pitch changeup has always been his go-to pitch behind the fastball, but he doesn't seem to be using it very much.
2-2, swinging a high chopper toward short. McLean in, gloves, throws in time. Fermin out on a ground ball to the shortstop.
You know, sometimes pitchers go down there to work, to warm up, and they've got one thing in their mind about what they're going to use when they get into the game, and then they realize when they're warming up that, hey, I've got to make some adjustments here because maybe my changeup isn't there or my slider's not working the way I want it to be. That kind of looks like what Paddock has done here this afternoon.
Pitch to Nolan Gorman is a changeup right there, as you pointed out, and it's fouled straight back. Strike 1. Nothing in 1, the count on Nolan Gorman. Now Paddock's 0-1 pitch, and Gorman takes low on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here he comes with the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball on the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kroger, an annual Boost membership saves you up to $1,100 a year with double fuel points, unlimited free delivery, and member exclusive savings. Sign up today at Kroger.com/boost. Infield pulled around to the left-handed hitter's pull side. Outfield straight up the pitch. And off the outside corner, changeup away on the 1-2, evening the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gorman, a guy you want to go right after. Hitting just .202 on the year and 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts this afternoon. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and here comes Paddock with a break even. Breaking ball is skied in the air. Shallow left. Out the shortstop McLean. Stewart to have a look. It's McLean making the catch for the final out of the Cardinal 5th. A pair of doubles and a homer has put the Cardinals on top. 3-2 at the end of 5 at Busch Stadium.
It's the great mascot race. Here we go. And they're off. They're neck and neck. Look at them go. The crowd is going wild. It's the home stretch. Who will win? It's the play and the plate. It's the Oriole Bird. Congratulations on winning the great mascot race.
This is my 1994 Topps card. This is an action shot. You know, I have no idea what I did this pitch, but it shows me, good form, head down, looking at the, path of the ball, swing, the bad front leg sort of straight. Yeah, I think that was a good at bat. I'm going to swear by it. I think I hit a home run this time.
McGreevy back at it. First pitch to Blades, a breaking ball in for strike. 0-1. Reds haven't really made McGreevy work very hard so far today. He's thrown 66 pitches, breaking balls low.
I'm not so sure that McGreevy is a guy that ever looks like he's throwing hard or pitching hard.
You're right.
Even in days when he doesn't really have it going on.
Just kind of nice and easy out there on a breezy day today here in St. Louis. The pitch is up and in. And Jay Bleday bends back out of the way of it.
He moves the ball around just enough to kind of use both parts of the plate. So right there, he came up and into J.J. Bleday. He's going to try to get Bleday out on something down and away. But you've got to open up that zone to do that, so you brush him off the plate a little bit.
Bleday's 0 for 2 against him, a couple of flyouts. One's to left, first time to center, and he takes off the outside corner. He's ahead in the count here, 3-1. Bleday came in with hits in 7 of his last 8 games. 1 for 5 last night, stolen base and an RBI, and the 3-1 pitch. Bleday whacks it on the ground, foul off the front of the first base dugout.
You know, one of the things that J.J. Bleday has really impressed me with, since joining the Reds this year, coming up in April, is his ability to get a good pitch to hit in every at-bat. He never really seems to get himself out early on a pitcher's pitch.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on in the air, center field. Waiting on it, Victor Scott. Now he'll come back in and make the catch. It is a windy day today here at Busch Stadium. And in fact, there is some wind on the field. You can see the players' uniforms flapping a little bit in the breeze.
I'll tell you what that does for a pitcher. A lot of times it's a swirling wind, so you look at a flag in the outfield and it's blowing, in, but to you it's blowing right against your shirt. It couldn't be better for a pitcher when that happens. And the reason why is that when you throw a pitch into the wind, there's more friction on the baseball. So your pitches move more. Your two-seamer will have more run, and your breaking pitches will really break a lot more. And if you can get the combination when it's a swirling, kind of turned around wind, that means the wind's blowing in from the outfield too. That's
Perfect.
a double bonus.
Pitch is low and outside, and the count is 1-0 on Sal Stewart. McGreevy back into his windup, the 1-0 pitch, and Stewart gets one up into the breeze. Back behind the second base position in shallow right field. Weather holds out. He'll make the catch. 2 men are gone. A fly to center. Now a pop out to the second baseman. Brings up Nathaniel Lowe. Nobody on and 2 outs in the 6th inning. Lowe just kind of served one out there into short left field for a base hit his last time up, trying to get something going for the Reds in the 4th. They haven't had a base runner since. Now the pitch off the outside corner, change up away from the right-hander McGreevy. McGreevy is now retired 8 in a row. Into his windup and the 1-0 pitch. Strike call to the outside corner, 1-1. It's a big ballpark here in St. Louis. It plays as such. But there have been 3 home runs hit, 2 by the Reds, 1 by the Cardinals. 3-2 St. Louis, our score. Lowe pops it into the air, foul, third base side. It'll end up in the Reds dugout. Gorman kind of gave up on that pretty quickly. Of course, Gorman's playing way off the bag at third base, so he didn't really have a chance to get to it.
He would have been the pitcher.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the last time I saw a pitcher go over the railing into the dugout trying to make a catch.
Exactly. They may run over there. They're not reaching over the railing. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Nathaniel Lowe. The base is empty and 2 outs. Lowe swings and fouls it over the net left side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 3-2 St. Louis here in the 6th inning. Left-handed hitter, right-handed pitcher. McGreevy, the kick and 1-2 in the dirt. Slider down. Two balls, 2 strikes on Nathaniel Lowe. The kick and 2-2. And Lowe hits a bullet right between the second baseman Weather holding the bag, and that's into right center field for a hit. So Lowe with a 2-hit ball game working this afternoon. A 2-out single here in the 6th inning, and now Spencer Steer.
You know, you realize that Lowe is a good, experienced major league hitter just by the way he approaches the 2-2 count. A little bit different than when he's ahead in the count. He doesn't have a big, wild swing. Right from the very beginning, he pulled his hands in and got the barrel on the ball.
So Steer up with a runner at first base, 2 away. McGreevy hands together at the belt as he comes set, turns it loose, and Steer watches a strike over the outside corner. 0-1 on Spencer Steer. McGreevy, a big breath. Now he comes set. The right-hander's 0-1 pitch is off the outside corner. That'll even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Crowd is scattered here at Busch Stadium, as it has been all weekend. Now, pitcher backs off the rubber. McGreevy retoes the slab. Steer in there with a runner on at first and 2 outs. The 1-1. Check swing on a pitch high. Did he go? They ask at first. No swing. Nothing happening at all in the Cardinal bullpen. Why would there be? McGreevy's been outstanding. 82 pitches, 2 mistakes. Home run by McLean, 1 by Stevenson. 2-1. Steer skies one high into the air. Shallow center. Shortstop Fermin out. Scott in from center. It'll be Fermin to take it. The shortstop puts it away for the final out.
By the sidewall, slides. He made the catch. He hangs on. Isaac Collins slid into the short sidewall in the left field corner and made a terrific backhand grab.
Came back to his splitter and gets his 8th strikeout of the day.
Look out, San Diego Padres.
But Zach Wheeler 7 strong for the Phillies here this afternoon.
Drew Gilbert, he caught it! Takes a home run away, holding up the ball with his hand, letting everybody know.
Swung on that, is hit high and deep, down the left field line, towards the corner! Goodbye! It's a walk-off blast, and the Diamondbacks win the finale.
That one back, gone! Heathrow Armstrong will touch them all. PCA trying to win it here in the 9th. In the air, falling.
Oh my goodness!
And the Cubs
look at this place.
This is one for the memory banks.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Time Reds fans could get an extra $1,000 off a sunroom with promo code GOREDS. Callers get an estimate online at ChampionSafeNow.com.
Victor Scott leads it off for the Cardinals' 6th inning. Scott has walked twice. First pitch to him is a check swing strike. Count is 0-1 on Scott. 3-2 St. Louis in the bottom of the 6th inning. We owe you an answer to our trivia question. Pitch, Scott takes up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. This player won 5 Gold Glove awards and was a 3-time All-Star before being acquired by the Reds. And after playing over 3 seasons with the Reds, helped the Cardinals to a National League pennant after St. Louis acquired him from Cincinnati in a late season trade. Who is it? Swung on, fouled off on the left side. You guessed A, Cesar Cedeno. The other options are B, Kurt Flood, or C, Ron Gant. Would you like to stick with
I'm
A?
staying with Cesar Cedeno.
A final answer. The 1-2 pitch, ground ball, foul, first base side. I think I'm going to stick with Ron Gant. And you were correct. It was A, Cesar Cedeno. I think you were pretty confident in that.
I was. I just didn't think that Ron Gann had won 5. I didn't know about Lou Brock. He probably deserved to win
Kurt
5.
Flood, you mean?
Or Kurt Flood, I mean.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Victor Scott. The pitch, check swing. Did he go? No. A pitch down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cesar Cedeno is a 5-time Gold Glove winner and 3-time All-Star while playing for the Astros from 70 to 81. 2-2. Check swing, strike 3 call. Didn't matter. Fastball was in there. And Victor Scott caught watching. 1 down here in the 6th. Now back to the top of the order, J.J. Weatherholt.
Cedeno, when he first came up, he was going to be the next Mickey Mantle.
Right.
And he ended up playing 17 years in the major leagues.
It was the Reds from 82 until he was traded to the Cardinals in August of that 1985 season. Swung on, fouled back to the left side. 0-1 on J.J. Weatherholt. Of course, that was a good year for the Cardinals. They went on to go to the World Series. And Cedeno hit .434 with 6 homers and drove in 19. Pitch swung on, fouled away left side. I would say that was a pretty successful acquisition for St. Louis. They won the NL East that year. They beat the Dodgers in the NLCS to go to the World Series, where they lost in 7 heartbreaking games to the Kansas City Royals. I don't think you're allowed to bring up the name Don Dinkinger in this part of town. 0-2 on Weatherholt. Swung on into the air toward the corner and left. Bleday giving chase, nearing the line and making the catch. Still in fair territory for the second out here in the 6th. Don Dinkinger, of course, made a call late in Game 6 of that series that went against the Cardinals. The Royals would go on to score a couple of runs and win that game. That was only Game 6. If you talk to Cardinals fans, they'd make you believe it was Game 7.
Well, you know, I've talked to a lot of umpires about Don Dinkinger. He was a very good umpire, but you remember for 1 call, right?
Tough break. Swung
Kinda
on.
like Bill Buckner.
Hit in the air, short center field. Dunn coming on. He was Gold Glover, wasn't he? Dunn makes the catch in shallow center.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game, post-game, and everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
By the sidewall, slides, he made the catch, he hangs on. Isaac Collins slid into the short sidewall in the left field corner and made a terrific backhand grab.
Came back to his splitter and gets his 8th strikeout of the day.
Look out, San Diego Padres.
With Zach Wheeler 7 strong for the Phillies here this afternoon.
Drew Gilbert, he caught it! Takes a home run away, holding up the ball with his hand, letting everybody know.
Swung on that, is hit high and deep, down the left field line, towards the corner! Goodbye! It's a walk-off blast, and the Diamondbacks win the finale.
That one back, gone! Heathrow Armstrong will touch them all. PCA trying to win it here in the 9th. In the air, falling, base hit!
Oh my goodness!
And the Cubs
Look at this place.
This is one for the memory banks.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Well, we've got a new pitcher on the mound for the Cardinals as we get ready to go here in the top of the 7th inning. It will be the bottom part of the Reds order. Will Benson, Matt McLain, and Tyler Stevenson. In this 3-2 ball game, 1-run favor of the Cardinals here. Benson comes in. He's got a couple of strikeouts. He was happy to see Michael McGreevy out of here. And now it'll be Soriano, big right-hander, fires a little slider down and in, and Benson swings over the top of it for strike 1. Benson has moved off the plate. We saw him the other day. He was right on top of home plate, almost daring the pitcher to throw him inside. A little bit off the plate today, and a swing and a miss on a breaking ball again. Almost a carbon copy of the first one. Soriano pitched in the first game of this series. Pitched a perfect 1-2-3 inning. Right-hander pitches out of the stretch, way over there by the third base side of the rubber, and a check swing, strike 3. So a 3-strikeout day for Will Benson, and 1 out in the 7th. Now Matt McLain. Matt McLain back-to-back days with home runs. Hit one yesterday, long ball, line drive down the left field line. Today a high, majestic home run just right of center field. And the pitch by Soriano is outside, ball 1. McLean looking for something good to hit right here, and Soriano delivers a fastball just on the outside corner. Boy, that looked outside, and McLean tempted to ask for a review. He did not. So the count 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. Cardinals are playing McLean pretty much straight up. First baseman off the bag. That one's outside. Two balls and a strike. And swung on and hit well by McLean. Left center field. There goes Victor Scott, the second, back to the wall. Gone! That one is out of here for the second home run of the day for Matt McLean. Woo, doggy.
Tell you what, you get him hot, he could start to help turn things around for this Reds team.
Boy, he is staying in there with his shoulder. The home run yesterday was on a pitch inside that you could actually step in the bucket and still hit well. This one, though, on the outer part of the plate, he stayed in there, committed with his upper shoulder, and that ball was a high, got a little bit into the wind and got out of here. So it's now a 3-3 ball game as Tyler Stevenson steps in and takes strike 1. Here is the 0-1 to the Reds catcher. And he checked his swing at the plate, did not go, and it's a ball, 1 strike. I'll tell you, there's a couple of very happy guys in that Reds dugout. One of them, of course, would be Matt McLean. The other would be Chris Valleca, the Reds hitting coach, and his assistant hitting coaches as well. They have worked and worked and worked with Matt. Pitches outside, 2-1. So hopefully that's the start of something big. You asked Terry Francona exactly that today in the meeting that we had with the manager before the ball game, and he answered you like we thought he would. Well, I hope so. Swung on by Stevenson, and that's a base hit, a solid knock into left field. So Tyler has his second hit of the day. He had a home run his first time up. So the bottom of the lineup here for the Reds are the ones that are doing all the damage. And now Edwin Arroyo. Arroyo's got a base knock. He's got a little bit of room on the right side of the infield with the first baseman Burleson holding Stevenson on. Second baseman Weatherhold has moved all the way over, really very much towards first base. Arroyo swings through a breaking ball down and in. That's a slider at 88. Modest lead for Stevenson. No threat to go. Swung on, that's down the line, but foul. No balls and 2 strikes to the young second baseman Edwin Arroyo. You know, early in the year, the Reds owned those 1- and 2-run leads. They won so many games by 1 run, so many games by 2 runs. It's been the reverse lately. Swing and a foul. He knocked it right off his kneecap.
Well, I feel like that, you know better than I, but it comes down to the bullpen. The bullpen the first month of the year was the best bullpen in baseball, if not one of the best. That has not been the case over the last month.
No balls, 2 strikes. Arroyo waits. Soriano deals, and that's on the ground. There goes Weatherholt to his right. He fields, flips it to second base, and that's all they're going to get. A very nice play by J.J. Weatherholt. As that ball was hit, if he was playing his normal position, that's an easy ground ball double play. But because he was pulled around so far towards first, he had to go a long way to get it. And he barely backhanded it and flipped it off to the shortstop to get it out. So Stevenson retired at second. Arroyo takes first, and 2 down in the inning. And a first pitch fastball right on the inside corner there to, actually that was a breaking ball to Blake Dunn. Soriano ready to go. Arroyo, good lead, not going. That one's on the ground, right to the shortstop. He'll go the long way across the infield, safe. He underestimated the speed of Blake Dunn, and Dunn just simply beat the play for an infield hit.
You can't wait back on a roller with Dunn running. If you do, you're going to get beat. That was the case, and Jose Fermin found that out the hard way. He came to get it a little bit, but for the most part, he waited back on it.
And that looks like that'll be all for George Soriano as Ali Marmol makes his way out to the mound. They've got a bullpenner ready to go. We'll tell you all about him when we come back right here on the Reds Radio Network.
When your child needs care fast, but your regular doctor...
During the offseason of 1888 to 1889, Spalding took a group of big leaguers on the first worldwide barnstorming tour.
This is Spalding.
Yes,
you look at the Spalding, you're like, wait a second, no, this is the backstory. Okay, this is great.
Stops included New Zealand, Italy, France, and even Egypt, where they played in front of the pyramids. Spalding's contributions to baseball history don't end there.
Do you know the story of Doubleday and the invention of baseball?
Please
tell us.
Enlighten us.
When a 71-year-old Cooperstown native came forward, baseball officially had a birthplace in Cooperstown.
If I'm in the presence of this baseball, does it like give you powers to become a better baseball player?
I've been here 5 years and playing baseball through all of it. I don't think I've gotten better.
And whether it's the World Series or the wonders of the ancient world, there's no debating that baseball connects us all.
Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Well, enter a new pitcher for the Cardinals, the left-hander JoJo Romero wears number 59. The left-hander comes in here. This is game number 29 for Romero. And he is up there because J.J. Bleday is the scheduled hitter. We got 1 run in the inning. That was on a home run by Matt McClain to tie it up. And we've got runners now at second base, Arroyo, and first base, Blake Dunn.
You know, I always heard that Jim Day was the go-to source on JoJo. I wonder where Jim is.
He came, as soon as JoJo was entered, Jim Day came in the booth. Let us know that he's in the game. J.J. Bleday waits JoJo and hits a line drive right at the second baseman. Weatherholt leaps up and snags it right into webbing. And just like that, JoJo Romero is out of the inning. So the Reds threaten, but they do get 1.
Line drive down the right field line. It's going to drop and score 2.
Keith is home. Green right behind him. Torque over to third. Throw to second. Not in time. Kevin McGonigal, first major league at bat, is a 2-run double, and the Tigers take a 3-0 lead in the first.
Welcome to the big leagues, Kevin McGonigal.
Sixth pitch of the at bat. Down the right field line in the corner. Off the top of the wall. Another extra base hit for McGonigal. Throw to second. Not in time. First two major league at bats. 2 doubles for Kevin McGonigal. How about Kevin McGonigal?
Boy, he's showing how quick he is on those inside pitches.
He's already at 60 in the third. Works the count even. Cues it off the end of the bat. That's going to be a tough play for Bogarts, and not in time.
I don't know if it's surprised is the right word, because McGonigal runs well, but he gets down that line really quick.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
.32 appearances now for Burke. He fires the first pitch strike. He's got the ability to get it up there a little bit, and Wilbur's mustard puts some mustard on it. No balls and a strike now to Alec Burleson. Burleson, left-handed hitter, very dangerous hitter. And outside, that's a ball. So 32 appearances now for Burke. And lefty comes to the plate, swing and a chopper foul at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Burke with a long look into Tyler Stevenson. Now Burleson kind of up on the plate a little bit, holds his bat very high, and swings and hits it well to right field. There goes the right fielder Benson, but he'll have room right in front of the warning track, and he'll pull that one in for out number 1.
That's the part of this ballpark that you've got to get it good to get it out. You're not going to miss hit many and get a little fortuitous carry.
So now Jordan Walker. Walker has been a damage guy all series long, and this time he pops up the first pitch he sees. There is Spencer Steer in foul territory, and he'll put it away for out number 2. So that's a nice big sigh of relief. I can hear all the way up here from Theodore Terry Francona.
Well, you got that right.
You get him out like that on 1 pitch, thank you very much. And now Lars Nootbaar. Tell you one thing about this Cardinal team, when they want to load up the lineup with left-handers, they've got plenty of them to do it. So if you're a left-handed reliever coming into town to play the Cardinals, chances are you are going to get into a lot of games. And the first pitch to Nootbaar is a strike on the outside corner.
And it's amazing because they still have another left-hander on their bench.
I think even Bat Boy's left-handed. The 0-1 by Burke is just a little bit off the plate. Ball 1. Reds 3 runs on 8 hits. The Cardinals 3 runs on 4 hits. Neither team has made an error. And the pitch by Brock Burke is way up and in, kind of dusted him back a little bit. Burke with 32 appearances. He's, I think, leading Dylan Lee of the Atlanta Braves. He's also a left-hander. Managers love to use those lefties. Here's the 2-1, and it's outside, 3-1. And the 3-1 pitch is inside, ball 4. So Burke was on the verge of a nice, easy 1-2-3 inning, but he walks the third batter, Newt Barr. And now we've got Brian Torres. Torres with a home run earlier this ball game, hit it well to right field, and he takes a breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. I think where Chris Paddock put that pitch to Torres his last time up was probably the only spot he's going to be able to muscle one out of here. Wide open stance, coming to the plate, he squares the bunt, fouls it off, and it's 0-2. Jose Fermin on deck. I always thought that was a little bit interesting to see a hitter with already a strike on him try to bunt. And now he's bunted himself foul into an 0-2 count. Lefty on lefty right here. Do we see the Brock Burke slider? Stevenson sets up away, fastball down and away. That's a ball. I see what you mean now, Tommy, when you said scattered crowd. I mean, they're all over the ballpark. Hard to give a good reading of how many are here today. Burke with the 1-2 is swung on, a little lofter in the center field. Uh-oh, no man's land. Here comes Dunn, and he makes the catch on the run. The speedy center fielder, Blake Dunn, able to outrun that pop-up, and he makes the catch for the third out of the inning. We go back to Tommy here in the 8th inning when we come back, all tied up in St. Louis.
I'm hoping we talk about a winner as Mason Wynn unleashes the stretch and in time. And the arm, the equalizer. Berger out by an 1/8 of a step for a big first out.
Oh no! Get out of here! Back to back to back!
You gotta be kidding me. Where did this come from? 4-0 Miami.
Fly ball center field. Hill and Antonacci converging. It's Antonacci with the diving play. This kid is turning into something special in left field.
The Reds win! Blake Dunn delivers, tossing his helmet to the heavens. The Reds roar back from down 3-0.
Kyle Harrison, outstanding once again tonight with the 12 punch-outs.
Picks up his 7th win of the season. Matched a career high with those 12 strikeouts.
Valley slams it deep left center. Kittle turning around. Goodbye, home run. No, it hit the roof. It hit the roof and came back in. He may have it inside the park home run. No, they're going to hold him. They can't. He went through the sign. Fisk has got him. There's one for the books.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
Still Joe Romero for the Cardinals, 8th inning, tied at 3, Reds and Redbirds. Sal Stewart leads it off. First pitch from the left-hander Romero to Stewart, way high and all the way to the backstop in the fly. 1-0. Got away from him a little bit. 1-0 the count on Stewart. Romero back to the plate now with a 1-0 pitch. Strike call to the inside corner of the knee. Sal thought otherwise. So let's see. It was a strike. I think we'll find out that was, in fact, on the inside edge. It was.
That call is confirmed. Cincinnati has 1 challenge remaining.
I think it gives John Tumpane a great deal of satisfaction when his calls are confirmed, as it does most of them. Here's the 1-1. Backdoor breaking ball off the outside corner, 2-1.
I guess you have to enjoy those little victories along the way, right?
Anybody likes to be right when challenged.
Yeah.
2-1. Strike called on the outside corner. Sal thought that pitch was a changeup that was off the outside edge there. You already lost one challenge. You don't want to go back and challenge it again, so he won't. 2-2.
Can you imagine if Sal Stewart had unlimited challenges?
Games would take 5 hours. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Low and outside, the count's full, and he only gets 4 or 5 at bats a game. That would still dramatically increase the time of games. I think 2's good. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Sal Stewart. Swing and a miss. Big cut. That slow breaking ball, and his helmet pops off as he goes stumbling over the plate into the opposite batter's box. A strikeout victim to begin the Reds' 8th inning. I mean, he took a massive cut. No dice. This game brought to you by your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers. The new 6th generation Toyota 4Runner is the most technologically advanced 4Runner ever, and it's backed by over 40 years of off-road experience. 4Runner is the ultimate tool for powering through. Toyota, let's go places. Here's Dane Myers off the bench to hit for Nathaniel Lowe. He swings and whacks it right back up the middle, and that's into center field for a base hit. Tell you what, that is a very hard job in this game, to come off the bench and pinch hit, but Dane Myers has seemingly done a masterful job of it. He stumbled a little bit getting out of the box there, but still a base hit into center field with 1 out.
Well, the best pinch hitter that I've ever seen is Lenny Harris, who is still in the Reds organization as a coach, I think, down in Daytona. And he always would tell me that the key to hitting as a pinch hitter is be ready on the first pitch and be ready to hit the fastball. And that's exactly what Dane Myers likes to do. He hunts that fastball first pitch and laces right through the box.
Catcher Ivan Herrera is out. That's a stall tactic, because after he got out there, waiting a moment, now Ollie Marmol pops out of the Cardinal first base dugout. He's going to make a pitching change. Change made here in the 8th inning. Runner on it.
Broken bat, drop in, base hit, they've done it again! This time, Cole Young, walk-off win once more for the Mariners!
That gum bucket's been getting to work out recently.
Will Smith got the cut fastball, and what a rolling grab by Jorge Barrosa.
Wow.
Barrosa's got another one! Jorge Barrosa! And the Jorge Barrosa show continues in center field here in Arizona.
Guided right side, Arroyo on the spin, smother, got him! Oh, what a play in his big league debut!
Good range, great arm, great play.
Testing the limits of the drop. This is way back, and this is 3 in a row!
The calendar flips, and the Tigers start flipping the ball into the seats.
This guy's a great pitcher, just a generational type of talent.
And he is putting on a show. That's his 8th strikeout.
Ball game, and the Rangers win. Jacob deGrom, career win number 100.
Two-run double.
Kentucky home. Plan your getaway at KentuckyTourism.com.
Well, the Cardinals signed Ryan Stanek in the offseason back in January to a one-year deal with an option for next year. This is game number 495 in his major league career. Still has a pretty good fastball, does Stanek, coming into this year, 29th appearance.
He will go to work against Spencer Steer with a runner at first base and 1 man out. Right-hander against right-hander. Stanek sets ready. And here he comes with the first pitch to Steer. Swinging, there's a high chopper toward third. Into Glovett, Gorman. He'll go to second. They get the out at second base on the speedy Myers. Quick turn by Weatherholt, but they do not get the out on Steer, hustling down the line at first base. So the fielder's choice goes 5-4 at second, erasing Myers.
Kind of a risky play, really, by the third baseman Gorman, because he did not get Dane Myers by very much at second base. If he doesn't get Myers, he gets nobody. The Reds are really in business.
Will Benson 0 for 3, and he struck out all 3 times. First ball swinging at a fastball, fouls it back, strike 1. Matt McLean waiting on deck. The 0-1 to Benson. And he swings, pops it up. Foul, third base side. It'll end up looping into the Reds' dugout, out of the reach of Nolan Gorman, pursuing it from third, but it wasn't hit high enough to give him time to even get over there. Oh, 0-2 on Benson. Stanek to the plate. The pitch to Benson's off the outside corner, and the count's 1-2. They've got a whole tarps off section here at Busch Stadium where guys go, take their shirts off, whirl them over their heads, and it's out in right field. It's the bleachers beyond the Cardinals bullpen in right. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Benson. The pitch. He takes in the dirt. It kicks away from the catcher, Herrera. I think Steer was already running on that pitch. And that'll be a stolen base, or at least it should be, for Spencer Steer, even though the ball got away. I think they called it a wild pitch. I believe that should be a stolen base. But
well, you can really see Herrera very stiff back behind the plate when he's trying to block those balls in the dirt.
Steer now at second. Benson grounds it foul over by the ball boys down the first base line next to the Cardinals dugout. If it is a stolen base for Steer, it's his 4th. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Benson. Breaking ball down and in. Didn't offer at it. Did they call that a wild pitch?
They did call it a wild pitch, so it can't be both.
No, can't be both. I mean, they can be wrong.
They could be.
Maybe he didn't go till it was in the dirt. I thought he'd already taken off. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Benson. The payoff pitch, swinging a ground ball down the first base line, foul. Still 3-2 here on Benson. But anyway, that section out there, when the game starts, it's usually just a few people. By the time the games have ended, folks have come from all over the ballpark. Guys have gathered out there to join in the madness. And it ends up being almost 3 full sections worth of whirling shirtless men. The pitch, swing and a miss. Benson's down on strikes, tipped it right into the mitt. Herrera holds on to strike 3.
I'm hoping we talk about a winner as Mason Wynn unleashes the stretch and in time. And the arm, the equalizer. Berger out by 1/8 of a step for a big first out.
Oh no! Get out of here! Back to back to back!
You gotta be kidding me. Where did this come from? 4-0 Miami.
Fly ball center field. Hill and Antonacci converging. It's Antonacci with the diving play. This kid is turning into something special in left field.
The Reds win! Blake Dunn delivers, tossing his helmet to the heavens. The Reds roar back from down 3-0.
Kyle Harrison, outstanding once again tonight with the 12 punch-outs.
Picks up his 7th win of the season. Matched a career high with those 12 strikeouts.
They say it's a game of numbers. Pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Mi trabajo es sencillo, cachar ese ritmo que solo nuestra gente tira y regarlo por toda la temporada. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
Present Insane Clown Posse June 28th at Megacorp Pavilion. Tickets on sale now at access.com. For more information, visit promowestlive.com. Don't miss Insane Clown Posse June 28th at Megacorp Pavilion.
A Wover's mustard pitching change, and you'll see Terry Francona emptying his bullpen of left-handers as Sam Ball comes into ball game number 31 for Sam.
He will deal with the right-handed hitting Jose Fermin. Ball's first pitch on the way, and Fermin lines one toward the left center field gap, and it'll drop in for a base hit. Played on a bounce by Dunn, and Fermin is aboard with a leadoff base hit. Fermin is aboard for the first time this afternoon after popping to second, striking out, rounding out the shortstop. Now Nolan Gorman will hit. Let's pause for station identification on the Reds Radio Network. It will not be Gorman. It will be Nelson Velasquez batting in place of Gorman with a runner on at first base and nobody out. Ball comes set. Right-handed hitter, left-handed pitcher. Ball delivers. And Velasquez watches a backdoor breaking ball miss off the outside corner for ball one. Three, bottom of the eighth inning. This was the inning the Cardinals took the lead and held on to win. In yesterday's game, the 1-0 pitch, and Velasquez takes a pitch in the dirt. Breaking ball from Maul. 2-0. Velasquez hitting .353 this year. Home run, 4 RBIs. He was in as a starter yesterday and went 0 for 4. Ball brings it in, and Velasquez swings, fouls it back. Two balls, one strike to count. Ball ready at the belt. Looks at first, now delivers the 2-1 pitch, and Velasquez takes low and inside. 3-1. Left-handed hitting Victor Scott on deck. Velasquez whirls the bat around. Ball straightens, and from the belt, time called. Cardinals have action in their bullpen. Riley O'Brien up and throwing again. Of course, he's been pitching a lot lately for the Cardinals. Ball's 3-1 pitch. Swung on and yanked into left field, a base hit. Lined right between McLean and Stewart. The second and holding is Fermin. And the Cardinals have 2 on with nobody out in the 8th. Tied at 3 for now. But the Cardinals are threatening big time. And here is Victor Scott, the 9-hole hitter for the Cardinals. Pinch hit single for Velasquez.
It's going to be a guaranteed bunt for Scott, don't you think?
I would have to believe that it is. The Reds are anticipating such.
If you're Maul, you're heading over to the third base line immediately trying to get that bunt.
Scott shows bunt, pulls the bat back. The question is, who's going to be at third base if Maul gets it?
In this play, and they call this the basic play, where the pitcher, especially if you're left-handed, you can bail off and run to third base, field the bunt. And that way the third baseman stays at home. You get a force play, maybe even a double play.
1-0. Bunted, there it is, toward third. Picked up by Maul. They go to third, threw it away. Down the left field line. The run will score. The Cardinals have the lead 4-3. In from left, Lede picks it up. And Scott ends up at second base. Ball rushed the throw. Sailed it right by Sal Stewart. And St. Louis has once again taken the lead in the 8th.
Well, he had a little bit more time than he thought. He got through the ball. It wasn't a great bunt, but he just flipped it too high. And he was only about 20 feet away from Sal Stewart. So Stewart really didn't even have a chance to react to that throw. Boy, that is too bad. You just hate to see it when the fundamentals flub you up.
Infield in. J.J. Weatherholt with runners at second and third. Still nobody out in the inning. Here's the 1-0 to J.J. Weatherholt. Breaking ball, a little bit low on the inside corner. Stevenson wants to challenge. So let's find out. We turn our attention to the board, and it was a ball inside. The Reds are out of challenges.
That call is confirmed. Cincinnati is now out of challenges.
Well, now you have to stop the bleeding, because right now the Cardinals are poised not just to have taken the lead, but they are in position for a big inning. Ball throws, swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Now, this is one of those times that lefty on lefty right here, you've got to be thinking about a strikeout. Whatever you can to get it past Weatherholt.
Hitless today, Weatherholt, his first game back after missing a few with the quad, swing and a foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Weatherholt walked in the second inning, reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth, flew out his last time up to left after a strikeout in his first at bat. Officially 0 for 3 with a walk. Cardinals have taken a 4-3 lead here in the 8th inning. Infield in all the way around for the Reds. They will take the out at home plate if they can get it. Outfield straight away. Ball from the belt. Here he comes with a 2-2 pitch. Up and in. Almost hit him. You've got the right-hander Herrera on deck. The Reds do have Tony Santillan up and throwing in the Reds bullpen. Weatherholt, very slightly open stance, left side. Almost straight up and down. The 3-2 pitch swung on, pop foul, back toward us.
You know, if you could get a strikeout here at Weatherholt, you could walk Herrera or at least pitch around him. He's the right-handed hitter. Then you've got back-to-back lefties. Maybe get a ground ball or strike out the side. But this is the key batter here.
3-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled, left side, out of play.
And he looks like he's geared for the breaking ball, Weatherholt does. That was a good-looking pitch from Sam Ball, a slider down and away, and Weatherholt still was kind of staying back to be able to spoil it.
7 pitches so far in this at-bat to Weatherholt. Three and 2 the count. Weatherholt again whirls the bat around, waiting on Ball. And here's the left-hander's 3-2 pitch again. High and outside. Ball 4, and he walked him. So Weatherholt's down to first base. He works the walk. And now they are loaded with nobody out. Terry Francona is going to the mound. That'll be it for Sam Ball. Another Wober's Mustard pitching change. It'll be Tony Santillan. Put some mustard on it. When we come back, Cardinals have taken a 4-3 lead in the 8th. Ball will exit.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grip, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
He hits one high and deep to left field. Eugenio Suarez gets the Diamondbacks on the board. Suarez, fly ball, And it's gone. Juarez hits another fly ball. Gone.
Oh, my.
Suarez. Fly ball. There's 4. There have been 19 four-homer games in Major League history.
To be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Well, Tony Santillan into the ball game is our Wolvers Mustard pitching change, and the big right-hander comes on in. He's got a couple of very tough hitters coming up, 2, 3, and 4 in the Cardinal lineup. Wolvers Mustard, Tony, put some mustard on it.
Well, the Reds need him to do that. Whole lot of mustard. Because now you could use a few strikeouts. Ivan Herrera, the batter. Bases are loaded. Nobody out. The pitch to Herrera. Swinging a ground ball to short. Off the backhand of Matt McLain's glove. Everybody's safe. He was trying to get his body in position to make the throw home, and it went right off of his backhand.
Well, it's probably one of those mistakes where you're thinking about the play at the plate while you're fielding the ball. And I think you're right. He was trying to get his body in position. It looked like he was in position. He just kind of pulled up a little bit. The ball took a higher hop than he thought. 2-run lead now.
Fielder's choice, E6. Still counting. The pitch is high and outside for ball 1. Second error of the inning on the Reds. Santillan to the plate. Swinging a ground ball. This time Arroyo has it. He gloves, throws home low, but picked at the plate by Stevenson. The Reds will get just the 1 out. But the Reds do get the out, at least at home plate. Fielder's choice goes 4-2.
That was a nice pick defensively by Arroyo. That ball kind of an in-between hop right there. Hit hard with some overspin.
Bases remain loaded now with 1 out. Burleson reaching on the fielder's choice. And now it's Jordan Walker. Bases remain loaded, and Walker will ask for time. Now he sets to the plate. Walker takes off the outside corner. 1 out in the inning. Bases loaded. 2 runs home. Cardinals are leading it 5-3. Santillan out of the stretch, turns it loose. The pitch in the dirt outside. 2-0 now on Walker. Very dangerous hitter, Walker. And he has torched the Reds. He hasn't been as damaging today, which is saying something because he's still 2 for 4 with a double and a run scored and an RBI. Santillan brings it home. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball down and away. But when you look at what he's done against the Reds this year, he came in 9 for 18 with 9 RBIs. 9 RBIs for Jordan Walker. That's in 4 games. Right-hander delivers the 2-1 pitch. Walker hits it on the ground to short. McLain will come home with it. They get the out at the plate. And now 2 down. Boy, that's one where you think, might have had a chance at the double play because the infield was in. And Arroyo breaking. But McLain wanted to get the shore out at home plate. Boy, how often do you get 3 straight ground balls to infielders with the infielders?
It looked like McLain had a little trouble getting a hold of the baseball right there. Double cupped inside his glove. That cost the double play, but he's hit 1 out there at least.
Pitch is too high. Ball 1. That's incredible. That's incredible. 3 straight ground balls straight infielders with the infield in. This could be much more. 5-3 Cardinals have the lead. Cardinals have scored.
For Newt, 1 for 4 with a single in his career against Santillan.
From the stretch, Nootbaar takes outside, 3-0. The Cardinals have accepted 2 gift runs already.
8 walks on the game and in danger of a 9th walk with a run scoring.
3 balls, no strikes to the 8th batter of the inning. The pitch. Nootbaar looks at a strike, 3-1. Herrera over at third base. Burleson at second. Walker runs very well. Gets a big lead with Steer playing deep behind him. A go pitch perhaps on 3-1. Here it is for Lars Nootbaar. A swing, and that is foul down the right field line off the tarp. 3-2 on the Cardinal DH today. Nootbaar hit a 2-run homer in the game yesterday to put the Cardinals over the top.
A single for sure scores at least 2 runs here. And if you can get a long single, Walker's going to be flying off that first base bag.
3-2, 2 down. The runners will be taking off on the payoff pitch for Lars Nootbaar. Tony Santillan is ready from the belt. The runners lead. A long pause. There they go. The pitch is swung on and fouled straight back. So tee it up again with the bases loaded, 2 outs. 5-3 Cardinals. Riley O'Brien has been joined by Matt Swanson in the Cardinal bullpen. Staying patient in the batter's box. Nootbaar holding the bat down on the knob, wearing the white batting gloves. The runners take their leads. There they go. The 3-2 pitch, a swing, and a fly ball hit to left field. A play for Blade. He makes the catch. And the Cardinals, for the second time today, left the bases loaded. But they took advantage of 2 enormous Cincinnati errors. And it's hold 'em and move on to New York. We go to the 9th. The Cardinals lead the Reds 5-3.
In business, just like baseball.
To be on a card is really humbling, but also to be able to create cards. Never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined that this opportunity would come to me. But I always say, like, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. I was ready for this moment to be able to create these cards to the best of my abilities and to do this project justice. And so I'm super proud to be creating cards. You know, if you asked me when I was playing in 2017 or 18 if that was going to be a thing, couldn't have imagined.
Time for the great mascot race. Here's the pitch. And they're off. They're neck and neck. Look at them go. Listen to the cheers. They're heading for home. It's too close to call. Here's the play at the plate. It's Slugger. Congratulations on winning the great mascot race.
They've built. For auto, home, life, and business protection, count on Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. If you're in St. Charles County, Missouri Farm Bureau agent Corey Tucker will make sure you have the coverage you need. Nelson Velasquez stays in the game to play left field. Coming in from left field to play third, Brian Torres. And on the mound, it's Riley O'Brien trying to save this one for Ryan Stanek as the Cardinals lead by 2. The first pitch, a strike on the outside corner to Matt McLean, who has homered 2 times in 3 at-bats today. McLean made one of the 2 costly errors for the Reds in the bottom of the 8th inning. The pitch, strike 2 called, 0-2. The Cardinals are going for the sweep of the Reds, leading by 2. McLean, Stevenson, Arroyo. We're in the 9th. The 0-2 pitch for Matt McLean. Outside, sweeper for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. From the first pitch of the season to the last pitch in October, Bet365 is now the official mobile sports betting partner of the St. Louis Cardinals. O'Brien kicks. He fires. A little bit high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. O'Brien retired the first 2 batters yesterday, and then he got into trouble loading the bases. And on a 3-2 pitch, it was called ball 4, but challenged by Jimmy Crooks. Overruled a strike, and then a ground out end of the game. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 out. McLean strikes out to lead off the 9th.
Big pitch right there. After being 0-2, you didn't want to see him go to 3-2 and then have the stress of maybe walking the leadoff batter here. Again, the Cardinals got 1 run in the, or 2 runs in the 8th, but 1 extra would have been good. And we'll see if he can save this game here for save number 17.
And here's Tyler Stevenson. He has 2 hits in 3 at-bats, including his 5th home run of the year, going back-to-back with McLean. A strike called on the outside corner. McLean and Stevenson led off the 3rd inning against Michael McGreevy, hitting the ball out of the park. One to center field, the other to right. 1 out, nobody on. The pitch by O'Brien. Outside with a sweeper. 1 ball and 1 strike on the 8th place hitter. On deck, it's Edwin Arroyo. The Reds dropped under 500 with the loss yesterday. They're looking up at the Cardinals 5-3 today. A swing, and there's a ball hit to right field down the line. Walker moving over, picks it up. Stevenson goes for second, and he's going to make it sliding. And Arroyo comes up representing the tying run. A 3-hit day for Tyler Stevenson. For Stevenson, his 7th double. And he just took the pitch away the other way. Now it's left-handed batting Arroyo, switch hitter batting left-handed in this case with Riley O'Brien on the mound. And Blake Dunn comes out to the on-deck circle. There's a swing and a miss. A first pitch fastball up at 97 miles an hour, strike 1. O'Brien waiting for Arroyo to get back in. 9 on the pitch clock. From the stretch, Riley's next pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-2. He had that sweeper in the perfect spot.
Boy, did he ever.
It dropped out of sight at the time of the swing. Batter's timeout taken by 22-year-old Edwin Arroyo.
He can go both ways with him, either the sweeper or the sinker here. The sinker seems better today. It's more downhill than it's been lately.
0-2, 1 out, runner at second base. The pitch on the way. Check swing and a ball low through the sweeper, low and away. Sometimes with a little use, a little more work out of the bullpen, the sinker is more effective.
It can be. Well, you get the feel of it better.
On 1-2, the pitch to Arroyo. Chop foul. That's on the first base side over to the opening for the steps in the Cardinal dugout. The Cardinals are after their 35th win. Coming in 34 and 28. The pitch on the way. Inside.
Almost hit him.
100 miles an hour on the fastball. That had just a little cut to it and nearly hit Arroyo indeed. From 2 strikes to a 2-2 count. We're in the top of the 9th. The Cardinals lead by 2. The pitch. A swing and a drive to center field. Scott moves back, has room, makes the catch. Stevenson goes back to second, and the Reds are down to their last out. As the Reds get to the top of the order, and Blake Dunn. Dunn reached on an infield hit in the 7th inning. He's 1 out of 4 today. 6 out of 13 in this series. Dunn has hit 2 home runs, driving in 5, playing in his 30th game with the Reds. The fan stand at Busch Stadium. Crowd today at 31,335 as the Cardinals are going for the sweep right here, right now. The pitch is swung on, fly ball center field, and there it is. Scott comes on. He makes the catch for a Redbird winner. set off the fireworks, and it is a 3-game sweep over Cincinnati, with the Cardinals coming back to beat the Reds today 5-3.
The Cardinals have now swept the Astros, the Pirates in a 4-game series, and the Central Division Cincinnati Reds. And the Cardinals are now 12-8 in the division, and they are +7 again as they have a great finish to this homestand, a 6-3 homestand, and 4-1 against Cincinnati in 2026. And they really did a nice job with their bullpen. Stanek did well. O'Brien gets save number 17, and the Cardinals will have a happy flight to New York.
35-28 indeed, a 4-game winning streak. The Reds have dropped 4 in a row as the Cardinals are on their way to Citi Field in New York to play the Mets beginning Tuesday night. They shake hands, the players coming off the field with the receiving line out of the Cardinal dugout in foul territory on the first base side. As the Cardinals beat the Reds 5-3, we'll talk more about it after this.
Victor Scott II here. Championship teams improve every season, and your home can too. Ameren Missouri's Pay As You Save PAYS program gives you a free home energy assessment to find easy ways to cut energy waste and lower your bills. If upgrades make sense, Ameren Missouri helps cover the upfront costs so you can get started right away. No loans, no credit checks, just savings. Don't wait. Schedule your free home energy checkup now at AmerenMissouri.com/home-energy.
Hey, turn the music down for 1 second. Listen, that annoying sound is probably nothing, right? That's how expensive repairs start. JJ Weatherholt here. In baseball, ignore the signs and you'll pay for it fast. Same with your car, because breakdowns don't wait until you're ready. That's why there's CarShield. They can help cover the cost of expensive repairs. When something goes wrong, you've got a plan before you're on the shoulder with your hazards on.
Don't get caught looking. Get a free quote today at carshield.com. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Missouri is talking about getting kids off screens in the classroom. If your school is thinking about what that means for learning, here's something worth knowing. Sumner One can help you convert your black and white curriculum materials to full color at costs that actually fit a district budget. Color work